Welcome to the Samwell B12 experience,
where we have you covered for all the NHL action, play-by-play, news, and more. Make sure to subscribe today.
Watching Sam Welby experience.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go. Happy Saturday night. Saturday night is the best night for hockey, and another banger coming at you tonight is the Blue Jackets, desperate for points, taking on the Maple Leafs. So welcome in. Good to see you, boss man. What's up, Vi? Hope you're doing well. Zoran, how's it going? Welcome in. Brandon, good to see you. Alexander, welcome in. Andrew, hello there. Welcome in, party people. Patoli, hello. Welcome to the show. James, good to see you. Feeling froggy. What's up? Travis, how's it going? Veronica, welcome in. Good evening. Welcome to the party. Let's get it going. George, welcome in. Let's go. Huge game tonight and some lineup changes. We didn't post a video earlier today because we were at the rink ourselves. Some playoff hockey going on, some quarterfinals. Happy to say we won. Moving on to the semis, but let's go. Let's jump into the lineups for this matchup. The Blue Jackets, who are 34, 31, and 9, excuse me, going with the following. Hey, would like to sleep? Scott, welcome in. Phil, how's it going? We got Kent Johnson with Sean Monahan and Krill Marchenko. Hey, Bradley. Boone Jenner with Adam Fantilli and James Van Riemsdyk. We're going with Dmitry Voronkrov with Cole Sillinger and Matthew Oliver. And Zach Aston Reese going to be with Curly and Justin Danforth. On the D side, we got Werenski and Dante Fabro. Matejchuk with Ivan Provorov. Jack Johnson and Eric Grabanson. And getting the start tonight, Elvis is in the building. Elvis Merzlinkin's coming in, getting the start here tonight for the Jackets. Jackets need this one big time. Richard, how's it going? You're watching the semifinal World Curling Championship. Canada versus Scotland. Scotland's leaning 4-2. Canada, come on, they got to pick it up. But Richard, good evening. Welcome in. All right, for the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs are going with Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner. Hey, Daniel, what's going on? Welcome in. Bobby McMahon with John Tavares and William Nylander. Third line, Scott Lawton with Max Domi and Callie Yarncroc. And then some of the changes, Stephen Lorentz going to be with Pontus Holmberg and Nick Robertson slotting back in tonight. David Kempf is out with injury. Nick Robertson slides in. On the D side, Morgan Riley is going to be with Brandon Carlo, Ekman Larson with Chris Tanev, and Benoit is going to be with Philippe Myers. So Myers coming in tonight. Jake McCabe is out with injury. McCabe getting banged up in that last game. His is an undisclosed injury, while David Kemp's is an upper body. Getting the start tonight, Anthony Stolarz back in net. So Stolarz back between the pipes. He's going to be here holding things down for Toronto. It's been a few games since Toronto has changed their lineup around, and maybe this is a little bit of a blessing in disguise. We wanted to see Myers get some action before the playoffs coming around, so he's going to get his chance here today. Now, this season, Columbus and Toronto, it's all been for Columbus. They won the first matchup back in October 6-2. They won again January 22nd, 5-1. So Toronto looking to get a W on the board against the Jackets this year, and it's going to have to come tonight. Now, both teams have some hot hands. John Tavares in his last 5 games has 9 points. On the Columbus side, Kirill Marchenko has 8 points in his last 5. Now, for Marchenko, 6 of those 8 were goals, and for Tavares, 6 of his 9 points are goals as well. Marner has 6 assists in his last 5, and Zach Werenski, 5 assists in his last 5. Merzlikins is 25-20-5 on the year with a 3.20 goals against and an 8.91 save percentage. Stolarz is a 17-8-3 with a 2.34 goals against and a 9.20 save percentage. These destinations, welcome to the party. And if you want to book a party of your own, reach out to D's Destinations on Instagram. She'll get you set up with the vacation of your dreams, or at least the vacation you want to give your family. But welcome in. All right. Now, how do these two teams stack up on the power play? Toronto 5th in the league at 26.1%. The Jackets down at 23rd. On the penalty kill, Toronto 16th, Columbus 24th. In the faceoffs, Toronto has dropped. They're down to 3rd spot, where Columbus is back at 26th. The goals for, they're neck and neck. Toronto is 9th, Columbus is 10th. And the goals against, the Maple Leafs are 16th, Columbus is 27th. Over the last 10 games, the Jackets are 3-6-1. They've been on a little bit of a slide. Of the Maple Leafs, however, they've been hot. 3 straight wins coming into tonight. They are 7-2-1 over their last 10 games. Now, for those of you that joined us last night, a pop-up stream, surprise stream, watching the Washington Capitals and Alex Ovechkin do the impossible, a 2-goal performance to tie the great one, Wayne Gretzky, in goals. It was an absolutely epic night. We had a blast, and what a turn of events. Ovechkin with 2 goals. If you missed that call and you want to hear our call, it is posted as a video. You can go check it out. Charlie, how's it going? Thank you so much. I am feeling much, much better. Still not 100%, but very, very close. And thank you for asking. Now, tonight, a couple stories we're watching. Mitch Marner, and it's not about his contract, but Mitch Marner can become the 3rd player in franchise history with a 70-assist season, and the first since Doug Gilmour did it in 93-94. Dougie had 84. So we're watching to see one more assist for good old Mitch Marner as well. Marner trying to edge towards that 100-point marker, and he's getting very close. Randy, how's it going? Welcome in. Need a win. Yes, a must need for sure. Onyx, what's going on? Welcome in. And for the Jackets, by the way, Zach Werenski needs 1 assist to tie Panarin for the 3rd highest single season total in franchise history for the Jackets. The list is topped by Panarin and Jacob Voracek. So good on Zach Werenski for getting up there. A couple stories we're going to be watching all night long. Now, as we're getting ready for this one to get going, a little out-of-town scoreboard watching we must do. Hey, Marty, welcome in. It's almost game time. It is. Do the Maple Leafs have enough money for Marner or Tavares or none? They do, Randy, but it depends, because in that equation as well has to be Matthew Knies. We're going to talk about that down the road a little bit. Currently, today, the Devils wallop the Rangers 4-0. The Senators beat the Florida Panthers 3-0. The Panthers seemingly gone ice cold as of late. The Penguins over the Stars 5-3. The Canucks pick up some points they desperately needed, 6-2 over the Ducks. The Kings tapped the oil kegs dry with a 3-0 win over the Oilers, and that was brutal. We're going to be checking out the out-of-town scores as they go tonight. Some big, important games on the schedule. By the way, talking about Mitch Marner. Hey, Numi, how's it going? Welcome in. When we talk about Mitch Marner, he's currently sitting at 93 points coming in today's game. He's 7 points away from 100 points. So we're going to be watching that, see how many he can pick up. Now, with the standings always changing. Right now, they're holding kind of steady. The Maple Leafs in top spot. They have clinched a playoff spot, 96 points. Tampa Bay in second at 93. Florida with 92. That's the Atlantic. On the Metropolitan side, Washington top spot with 107. Carolina with 96. New Jersey with 89. The two wild card spots go to Ottawa and Montreal. Ottawa with 88 points, Montreal with 81. The Rangers outside with 79, Columbus at 77, as is Detroit. So every point important for Detroit, Columbus, and New York. They just haven't been able to pull it together. On the west side, Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado all have clinched. Winnipeg top spot with 108, Dallas with 104, Colorado with 98. In the Pacific, Vegas is clinched with 98 points, LA with 97, Edmonton with 93. St. Louis with 91 and Minnesota with 89, hanging on to the two wildcard spots. Calgary and Vancouver just outside with 84 and 83, trying to catch up, trying to get in there, but it's going to be a wild run for those two. All right, let's flip this back over and go to your comments. Naz, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Naz is going to get paid. He is a restricted free agent. But they got to do something. He could take an offer sheet, which would throw a huge monkey wrench into the equation. Bill, what's going on? Welcome in. Panthers can only manage a goal against the Leafs. Shut up by the sound. It's crazy, Bill. Crazy. Alan, how's it going? Welcome in. Mr. Snow, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, they're catching up real quick. And if you're in here listening along and you're not joining the chat, again, welcome to the party. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you having us here. Make sure you keep tapping those thumbs up. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button or follow button, depending on where you're watching along. We're just hitting the 7 o'clock hour now. So we are about 5 to 7 minutes away from puck drop, depending on, how things go. But we're going to be watching it. Wayne, what's going on? Welcome in. That means the Leafs have no more money and will be stuck with Wall and Stars. So, Randy, I don't know if that's a bad thing. And I wouldn't say stuck. I think this is the best goaltending tandem the Leafs have had in a long time. So, Stellaris is signed through next year. He's good till 25-26, so will be eligible for an extension to start of next season. Joseph Wall, he's signed up with us right through to 27-28. So, we're going to be with Joseph Wall for a while. Now, don't forget, the salary cap is going up quite a bit over the next couple of years. It's going to create some money for us. There's going to be money available. Now, we do have to, well, we don't have to, but we would like to sign Mitch Marner. The question is, what is it going to look like? TSN, in a sit-down with Mitch Marner after the fact, came away saying they're not confident that Mitch Marner is indeed going to sign here. Now, whether that's TSN just trying to stir the pot and create the conversation for engagement and social media, or they actually legitimately feel there's a chance Mitch Marner could walk away and does not want to be here. Only time will tell. We're going to find out in just a few short months. On the other side, we know John Tavares wants to be here. The question is, what is it going to cost for the 34-year-old? Is he going to be 3 years? Is it going to be 4 years? Is it going to be 5 years? Is he going to take $6 million, $7 million, $8 million? John Tavares has been a monster. Over 30 goals. He could hit 40, potentially. He's been so super hot. The question becomes, what happens with John Tavares and what is that magic number? We know it's not going to be 11 million like we've seen previously. He's at 36 goals. So if we get him, if we could lock him up for 7 million for a 40 goal scorer, holy smokes, for a 30 goal scorer, that would be unbelievable. And then Matthew Nyes is that big question mark. Hey, Dallas, what's going on? Welcome in. Matthew Nyes is that big question mark. Will he take a small bridge deal and sign here and then take a longer deal? Or is there going to be an offer sheet on the table? Are we going to see that? What St. Louis did to Edmonton, stealing a couple of players away. Matthew Knies is a power forward that teams need to have. Now, is he worth $8-9 million today? No. But people are going to be coming after him because they want to keep him for the long term. I'd offer JT 3 at 5. Phil, I would do that in a heartbeat. I think, though, that number is going to be a little bit higher, just a little bit higher. D's Destination celebrating a 1 a year. It's a birthday. A member for 12 months. Cannot wait for some playoff hockey. Playoffs just around the corner. Thank you, D. Knies is a priority. Scott, absolutely, he is a priority. They need to get him done. They need to get Knies done. And for me, I'm like Knies over Marner and Matthews, or Marner and Tavares. We know we have Matthews already locked up, so we don't have to worry about that. Knies has to get done. And the question is, how much money do we have to play with? And that's why I think he's really important. Various, how's it going? Welcome in. Welcome to the party. Welcome, everybody watching along. Keep those likes coming. Peter, what's going on? Hit that thumbs up button. It's free to do, and it helps us out so much. If you're watching over on one of the other platforms, hit those hearts, hit those likes, and thank you for doing that. All right. We're moments away from getting this one going. I don't know about you. I haven't felt this nervous for a Leaf game in some time because Toronto has this thing with Columbus. Columbus has mopped the floor with us twice this season. Big scores they put up. Don't want to see that tonight. I don't want to see Columbus putting up 5 or 6 goals. The goaltenders are finally starting to play well. Stolarz is getting that mojo back. We can't let a team like Columbus knock that confidence out of them. Did I hear right that this is 9 years in a row the Leafs have made the playoffs? Richard, that is correct. 9 years in a row the Leafs have made the playoffs, which is pretty darn awesome. Wayne, is McCabe out? Yes, McCabe is out tonight. Philippe Myers is going to come in. McCabe is out with the undisclosed injury, so we'll have to see if he's going to be okay. Toronto has to clinch the division this year. Would love to see it, Brandon. Would absolutely love to see it. Roger, how's it going? Welcome in. Jonathan, how's it going? Good evening and welcome in from coast to coast, north to south, east to west. Let's get ready for some hockey. It's Saturday night, the best night of the week. Lost Anchor, how's it going? I believe the Red Wings are done. The Red Wings, they have a chance. And you know what? I know you're a Wings fan. I would love to see the Wings on that bubble this year. Would love to see the Wings battling for it. I want to see them get back in there. I need that Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leaf rivalry. I want to see that reunited, resparked, rekindled, whatever word you want to use. I want to see it. But just like Toronto, Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, I would love to see all of them back in action. Those were some of the best series. Now, we may get Toronto, Ottawa, and Leaf fans, we need to be prepared. If indeed it is Toronto, Ottawa, it is going to be fierce. It is going to be violent. It is going to be crazy. So you're telling me there's a chance? Absolutely, there's a chance. I'm just too much. That's right, Richard. Too much to drink, and he bumped his toe. He stubbed his toe, so he's out with the undisclosed. That's funny. But yeah, I would love to see in Ottawa, Toronto. The fans are going to go bonkers over it. Ratings-wise, the NHL probably wouldn't be thrilled about it, but I think it would be fantastic. Anytime we get those Canadian matchups, it's going to be crazy. Toronto, Montreal, holy smokes. You're telling me Maple Leaf Square isn't going to be a party during that game? Down in front of the Montreal Stadium, it's going to be a party there. Anytime Toronto and Montreal get together, it gets intense. I mean, listen, we saw what happened when they played in the preseason, and Cedric Paré and Patrick Laine ran knee on knee. Holy smokes. You had to get private security for Cedric Paré. The Montreal fans were coming out at him like crazy. So imagine another playoff rivalry between Toronto and Montreal. It's what dreams are made of. It would be absolutely awesome. It would be my happily ever after. But it would be absolutely spectacular. But we got to stop dreaming. We got to get back in reality because nothing is happening without continued success. Continue to put points on the board, and the Maple Leafs need to rely heavily on their team to do this. And when I say team, they're only going to win if they play like a team. The goaltenders have to do what they do. They got to make the saves. The defense need to make big stops. They got to come back. They got to back check. They got to block pucks. They got to play positional hockey. They can't be sleeping like Benoit has done, letting guys walk into the corner, driving towards the net. Got to stop them in their tracks. I would like to sleep, right? Exactly. And the forwards have to keep scoring. The stars have to be the stars, and they need to keep scoring. Canadians in 8th place now. They are, Richard. They're hanging on. They're just hanging on. And they keep winning games. So Montreal is going to be there. The other thing when we talk about the stars being stars, we've seen at times when the top two lines have disappeared. We've seen where the third line explodes. We've seen Steven Lorentz on that fourth line come up with big goals. We don't want to have to rely on that day in and day out. It's nice to get some contributions from the bottom six, but this is a top six game. And when we go into the playoffs, we need these top six to be on their horses. We need 100% effort. In that 100% effort, I'm sure we're going to get it, but I have some concerns. Concern number one, number 34, Austin Matthews. Is it the back? Is it the wrist? What's up with my man? At times, he's faded away. You can hardly notice him. And then other times, he's playing like a wild animal. He's shooting the puck, 8 shots a game. He's skating well. He's making dangles. What kind of Austin Matthews are we going to get down the stretch and into the playoffs? Mitch Marner. Marner has proven to be a very viable asset. He is like the Winter Soldier. All of a sudden, a switch has been flipped, and he's been going in the corners. He's been throwing some hits. He's been taking good shots. He's scoring goals. Mitch Marner right now is the Toronto Maple Leafs Winter Soldier marching into this playoffs. Matthew Nyes, of course, he is a stud, and he's just getting in front of that net, screening goaltenders, deflecting shots, getting those tip-ins, and they got to continue to utilize them. The second line, they don't got to change a thing. They are absolutely wild. What John Tavares is doing right now is incredible. Of course, JT is getting some assists from William Nylander. They are moving the puck well. And our very own Big Mac attack, Bobby McMahon, has been stellar. And he's kind of been the glue that's brought this line back together, bringing them the fire. Bobby Mack channeling his inner Matthew Nyes. He's going in those corners, being that little pit bull, right? Going after loose pucks, skating hard, creating that passing option. So these top two lines have all the pieces you need. The question is going to be, can they bring this together? Can they keep this one going? So that's my rant. I'm set for this game. We're waiting for them to come back from commercial break so we can play some hockey. Welcome in if you're just coming in and joining us. Thank you for being here. I see those hearts coming in. Thank you for those hearts. Hit those likes. Let's get those likes going. Let's switch screens and get ourselves ready so I can explain to you what is going to be going on. All right, here we go. Now, over on the talk, you're not going to notice a difference. But what we got here up top, this box up here is going to show you where all the shots and the goals are coming from. And we are going to look at this to break down some of the plays. Now, this screen just below it where it says about to start, this is going to show you all the action, where the puck is moving. It is slightly ahead of the broadcast because this is more in real time and we have to wait for the delay of TV feed coming in. So going to be a small delay here, but you'll see what's going on. And on the far side, you're going to see who's on the ice, what their line is for the game, and how they're doing. We're going to use all of these stats to bring them together and break it all down. Emdor, what's going on over on the Twitch? Welcome in. Mr. Ben, how's it going? Good to see ya. Holy smokes. 7 games remaining for Toronto and Tampa. 6 remaining for Florida. 3 at home for Toronto. 4 on the road. So it's going to be pretty close. They're going to run this one through, and they got to absolutely dominate. Florida has 4 games at home, as does Tampa Bay, and we're going to see both of them next week. Antonio, how's it going? Welcome in. All right, you know what time it is. Getting set for the announcements.
We now ask that you please rise if you're able to.
Please rise if you're able.
And join Natalie Morris in the singing of our national anthems.
Come on, Natalie. She's awesome. Big shout out, Natalie Morris.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripe and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hey, Road Warrior Victoria, welcome in. Natalie Morris doing an exceptional job.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us combined. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Excellent job, Natalie Morris. There we go. It is done. It is time to play some hockey. Let's get back at it. Oh boy, let's go, let's go. Surfing Owl, what's up? Bradley, what's up? I think I said hello, but I said hello again. Drop your predictions in. What's this score going to be? Let's see it. Let's see it. What is your early predictions? Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, everybody out there. What's this game going to be? Where's Lincoln's? Elvis, hey. The king is in the building. Anthony Stolarz is over to take him down. Gonna shut him out and see how this is going to play out. Yes, Beverly, the anthem's very, very well done. Hey, Rebecca, what's going on? Welcome to the party. Play the puck. Let's go. By the way, if you're watching on a television, down in the corner, you'll see there's a QR code. If you zap that with your phone, that will bring you right to our YouTube channel on your phone. That way you can subscribe, you can chat along. Well, let's go. Puck is dropped. We are game on, as they say in road hockey, and the Leafs going to take this puck down in their own zone. Ekman Larson going to play it around. Tanev trying to come back to him. Can't do it. This is going to be knocked down. 4-2 for Toronto. Patoli's going with. I can get behind that. I'd like that score. Quick shot going to be knocked down. Davey Boy's going with 4-3. Matthews going to play this one up to Marner. Marner going to go off the glass. Can't chip it up to Nyes. It's knocked down here at the side. The Jackets are going to bring this one right back. Coming in. Oh my gosh. Wrapping around. Down in front. A shot. And Stolarz is going to take it in the family jewels. And he's going to hang on to it. A nice little start there for the Jackets. But Stolarz is there to grab that puck and hang on to it. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm feeling so much better. So much better. I hate being sick. I don't think anybody likes being sick, but I really don't like being sick. My angel dear, what's going on, especially this time of year? Off the draw, the Maple Leafs going to flip this one down the ice. Columbus bringing it back. Tavares going to steal, going cross ice. Going to tip this one in. Nylander coming in after it. Chipped around the corner. Trying to knock it down was Bobby McMahon. Comes to Tavares. That should have been offside, but hey, play on as it came out. Carlo putting it around the net to Riley. Riley He's going to get him up off the boards. Oh, Onyx, I hope you're feeling better. In the line. Here they come. In the slot. Little stick lift there. And here comes Nylander. Nylander down the near side. He's waiting for Tavares to catch up. Tavares has a man on him. Nylander cutting through the middle. Now he's going to circle around. Here's Nylander. Oh, what a move. Over to Benoit. Benoit shooting. Oh, nice save by the King. Elvis. I got to stop calling him the King. That's Lundqvist's name. Here's a long shot for the point. Benoit had a great opportunity. Couldn't bury it. Thank you so much, Patoli. I appreciate that. Does he need the frozen peas? He may need the frozen peas. Columbus hanging on to this down in the far corner, waiting for the new lines to get on the ice. Here we go. Pass up. They're going to move it. Granson working it through. Why are we laughing? Okay. This down in the corner, the kid. Billy the kid? This around. Bring it down is Benoit. Benoit behind the net. Little backhand pass. Misses everybody coming all the way down the ice. Merzlinkin's out to stop it. Wayne! What's going on? Len, hello there. Back to Tanev. Tanev in front of his own net. Going to curl this around. Playing it up to Robertson. Robertson. He's going to cut through the middle. Robertson over to Lorentz. Lorentz back to Robertson. Has it chipped off his stick. Now, Nicky Robertson seems to play very well when he comes back after sitting out as a healthy scratch. Let's see if that trend continues. Morgan, how's it going? Welcome in. Lorentz feeding it down in front. Robertson got a piece of that one. Back to the line. Ekman Larson. He's going to flip it around to little Nicky. Nicky shooting. That one's going to get knocked away. Mega, what's going on? You got a Tahiti tree. Mega. Nice. McCabe is out, Wayne. McCabe is out with an undisclosed injury. Philippe Myers is in his place here tonight. Ekman Larson to Riley. Long pass. Nyes is going to tip this one in the corner. Cameras says, well, you know, day one is freezing. Day. Right, Rebecca, the weather's been so nuts. And we got rain all day here today. This down in the corner. Riley trying to chip this ahead. I feel like these two have been on far too long. Columbus back to the line, hanging on to it. Fabro going across, stolen by Marner. Oh, he almost broke free. Almost broke free. Werenski, though, tied it up. Marner going to play it back. Here's Riley. Riley going to work this one up to Nyes. Nyes between the legs, dropping it here for Riley. Riley back for Nyes. Doesn't connect. Columbus going to turn and move back the other way. Sean Monahan going to lead the rush. Passed it up. Couldn't connect with Kent Johnson. Here's Matthew Nyes cutting and shooting. Great save by the blocker of Merzlinkins. Rob, how's it going? Welcome in. In the corner, Tavares can't gobble this one up. They're going to flip it out. Marchenko getting it ahead. Back to Marchenko. He's going to bring this through. Little drop pass to Johnson. A long shot. Stellar is going to glove this one and hang on to it. Mega. Hope it's not enough. I won't say it. This cutting through the middle. Nylander did a great job there. Nifty moves. Marner as well. A good shift there. And tomorrow's no way. Really, Rebecca? Oh, my goodness. Playing it around. Bringing this one through. Tripped up. Nylander fell, but he was able to play this across. Here's a long pass. Nylander diving for it. Can't get a piece of that one. And that's going to be an icing call against Toronto. Got to come all the way back. Holy smokes. Toronto all over it, trying to get there. Stefan, welcome in. I'm back. Oh, no. Oh, you're now cancer-free. Oh, Stefan, I'm so happy to hear that for you, my brother. Great news. Great news. I'm proud of you. This coming back through, trying to get it over to Bobby McMahon. Todd, what's going on? Welcome in. Here's a backhand pass knocked down. Columbus back with it. Cycling around behind the net. Adam Fantilli going to dish this one over. Fantilli getting it back. Adam Fantilli skating around. AF doing a good job. Back to the line. Nope, they don't shoot. Back to Fantilli. He blasted. That one's knocked down. It went way up in the air. Nobody knew where it was. Drops back down. Here's another shot. Stellars makes the save. Defense, you want to help him out? And finally, they get this one out and down the ice. Been raining since Wednesday. Oh, my goodness. River's starting to flood. Wow. You got to love this time of year. The weather is so unpredictable. Here's a long pass. Columbus sending it all the way down right on Stellar, so there's no icing. He's going to play this in the corner, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Myers getting up on his man. trying to play this one around, cycling. Columbus still in here. Oliver sending it through the slot to the point. Here's a shot. That one gets blocked. Nice move there by Garbinson. Myers going to play it around. Again, Toronto having trouble kicking this one out. Battling here on the sideboards is Yarncroc. Lawton loses his man. Here comes the Jackets again. Little back pass trying to put themselves in a good position. Back to the line. Shot is going to be blocked. Puck is bouncing, though. Won't settle for the Maple Leaf defenseman, Benoit. He's going to play this one up. Lawton moving it to Yarncroc, but he can't get it out. The Jackets still keeping this one in. Up to 6 shots here for Columbus. Only 2 for the Maple Leafs. Finally, they flip this one out, and it's going to come all the way down the ice. Holy smokes. What a shift there for Columbus. Myers' first game since March 10th. He's missed 11 games as a healthy scratch. So I'm sure there'll be a little bit of rust. As Riley going to take his man down. They're tied up. Toronto going to pull this one free. Holmberg going to bring it out. Now this comes across. Over to Robertson. Tips this one down. Holmberg chasing in after it. Wouldn't this be a great time for the fourth line to make something happen? Cycling it around behind the net is Holmberg. Going to drop this one off. Still pressing. Long shot. Sharp angle shot. That one's going to get knocked down. Here come the Jackets again. Going to move this one ahead. Back through the neutral zone. It's bobbling. It's an offside. No, they wave it off. Here's a shot and going to grab it. Interesting. They came in. The referee had his hand up that it was going to be an offside, and then all of a sudden he put it down and waved it off. Very close play as they're going to go to commercial break. As this is start, not for a couple more weeks. So we got about 7 more games, 6 and 7 games to go. So we're probably about, 2 weeks away? Give or take. Go Leafs. Sasha, what's going on? Blue Jackets are going to be 110% all night. They need points. Hey, Duke, what's up? Welcome in, B. Disney. Good to see you. B. Disney, I saw your email. Looks great. Looks great. I'm glad it made its way to you. But holy smokes. What a start here for the Jackets. They have been all over Toronto. Toronto trying to find their footing here. 7 shots for Columbus in that opening few minutes. That opening about 7 minutes. 7 shots in 7 minutes. That's a pretty darn good pace there for Columbus if they can keep that going all night long. Wow. Yeah, Stanley Cup playoffs are coming up very, very soon. We will be streaming just about every single night. We're going to be doing most nights. We're going to be covering both early and late games. It's going to be all over the place for the playoffs. So make sure you're subbed up. Make sure you tell your friends this is the place to be because we got you covered. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some giveaways during the playoffs. We're going to do some hockey card giveaways. We're going to do some jam giveaways. If you're a strawberry jam foodie, you're going to love the strawberry jam that we're going to be giving away courtesy of Dallas Mod Girl, Dallas Hockey Girl, Dallas Girl, Dallas Everything Girl. Makes some phenomenal strawberry jams. We're going to be giving some of that away. There's so much we're going to be doing into the playoffs, so we want to make sure we're here to have some fun. So for the most part, they do have some injuries. They definitely do, but for the most part, they're locked and loaded. They are locked and loaded, but they got to do what they can do. All right, coming back from commercial break. Let's go. B. Disney, I'm not. Washington is playing tomorrow at noon, and both my boys have their semifinal games tomorrow morning. So we probably will not be doing that Washington game. But stranger things have happened. We'll have to see. Here comes Matthews in over the line. Matthews curling, trying to play this in the corner. Trying to give it to Nyes. Back to Matthews. It's stripped away from him. Here comes Werenski. Going to bring this one down over the line. Coming in. Here's a little toe drag and a shot. That one gets blocked. And that's why it's important to make sure you have that notification bell set. Because sometimes we're going to do a lot of these pop-up streams like yesterday. As soon as we get home or become available and we can set something up last second, we might do more of those kind of last-minute pop-up streams. So Matthews coming in here, having a hard time kind of picking up this puck. Werenski was all over him. Just draped all over him. Columbus was able to come back the other way. Werenski's 74 points this season. He was second among all D-men. Such a good player. Very underrated. I don't think he gets near the respect across the league, across the fans that he deserves. Off the draw, Toronto going to keep this one in. Carlo trying to flip this one down low. Can't. Back to the line. Tavares sends this one down low. McMahon misses it. Nylander misses it. Riley pinching up. Going to give this to Nylander. Nylander in the corner on the near side. Setting it in the slot for Tavares, who shoots and doesn't miss by much, and it's deflected up and out of play. John Tavares stepping into that one. My goodness, you know, every time JT touches the puck in the offensive zone, there's a chance this guy could score. He has been absolutely lights out. He was going top corner blocker side and was almost there. He almost put that one home. Wow. Quick hands there. Tavares in to take this draw. He's going to win it back to Nylander. Nylander tried to deke through, had it knocked off his stick. Gets it back to Carlo with a blast. That one is tipped by Tavares, and that one goes just wide. Back around, Columbus going to flip this one up and all the way down the ice. Riley's going to chase back. He's got a man on. He's got to spin around quickly. Going to drop it here for Carlo. Carlo sending it up to McMahon. Has it stripped away in the slot. Columbus puts it just over as Cole Sillinger found himself all alone in front of the net, and he didn't miss by much. This coming out. Columbus says, nope, we're coming right back. Jackets in the zone with a long shot. Stolar's got a piece. That's going to hit the boards and come around and all the way down the ice. Back to pick this one up is Provorov. He's going to set it up behind Merzlikins. Waiting for the lines to finish switching up, and here comes Provorov. Long pass up the middle, going to be deflected in. Stolarz can't go get it. He was in the corner. Comes to Yarncroc. He's going to pick this one up. Long pass across to Benoit. Benoit has Domi and Lawton with him. Gives it to Domi. Domi's looking for Lawton. Pass across. It hit Benoit's skate as Benoit got tripped up. Oh, bad luck there on the pass. Here comes AF. Adam Fantilli bringing this one down. Cross-ice pass. It's right there. He's going to double drop it. Back to Grubanson. Going to flip this back to the line. Toronto cannot get it out. Held in by Jack Johnson. Around behind the net. Columbus looking. Van Riemsdyk tried to center it in front. Good thing it wasn't Kent Johnson behind the net. That kid has a number of Michigans to his name. This working through. Tavares wants that big paycheck. Yeah, Shaner, he certainly does. Here's Lawton coming in with a shot, and that one goes wide. Shaner, he's playing for that big money contract. He may get 7. He may get 7. I don't know if he's going to get above 7. Toronto trying to get this one right back out. The Jackets have spent most of this period in the Toronto zone. 8-4 of the shots now. 10-20 to go. In this period, here's a deflection right on. Stolarz was down and got a piece. Lorentz is going to send this one all the way down the ice. Jackets turning, putting it right back in the Leaf zone. Tanev back to pick it up over to Carlo. Carlo playing it up to Holmberg, who tipped it forward. Lorentz going to block that pass. It came right to Merzlikins. Give away to Holmberg. Going to drop it to Robertson, who shoots. He scores! Nick Robertson again off the bench. A healthy scratch for a couple of games, and he comes in and puts it home. Nick Robertson, the fourth line, gets the goal, does it again. A great block by Lorentz. It comes out to Holmberg on the giveaway, who drops it to Robertson, and he takes the shot and absolutely buries it. Going glove side, just inside the post. Oh my goodness, great shot from the slot. Nick Robertson, that's how you do it. 13 goals this season. He's got 2 goals in his last 13 games. When he comes back from being a healthy scratch, he knows how to score. So boy, it would be great to see him get hot. Be good to get him fired up coming into the playoffs. Robertson, his 13th from Holmberg. Lorentz should get an assist. I'm going to give him the assist anyways.
He probably used to say last year, whenever he came back into the lineup, he scored. He did it 5 different times. I'm not sure that's one
Nicky Robertson.
as a player because it means that you're out, but he does have that ability when he gets back in to try to get noticed.
Wow, they're not giving Lorentz an assist. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Here it comes back down the ice. Nyes coming in after it. Nyes trying to play it back to the line. Jacket's going to steal this one out. Way to go, Nicky Robertson. Benoit going to dump this one in. Down around the corner. Toronto forecheck coming in. Jacket's going to play it to the middle of the ice. And this is going to hop into the bench. The Jackets bench, so we got a stoppage in play. So great to see Nick Robertson do that. They're going to go to commercial break. That was absolutely huge. What a great shot. Great shot. Wayne, yeah, they did. I mean, you know, it's funny. They're a team that kind of frightens me right now, right? Ottawa's getting so smoking hot. They're a team that really, really scares me. They're playing such good hockey. But yeah, beating Florida 3-0. The Sens have had their number all season long. Couple of shutouts today. 3-0 Ottawa over Florida. 3-0 LA over Edmonton. They wanted that. Philly right now is up 1-0 over Montreal. Tampa Bay and Buffalo currently tied 0-0. So we'll be keeping an eye on all those games as they go through. Yeah, Rob, I think they should. I mean, he had that initial block, right? He had that original block, the pass, the takedown. I know it was kind of a turnover, again, right after that block. And maybe that's why they're saying that interception or that turnover, you know, negates that second assist. But goal couldn't have happened if he didn't make that play. Rich man, what's going on? Welcome in. My Blues are absolute. But yeah, Rich, holy, talking about a team on fire. The Blues are just finding ways. 2-0. I think it's 2-0 right now. The Colorado score is blanked out. 2-0. St. Louis up on Colorado. I mean, they are playing good hockey. It won't last. You know, it's funny. When we have teams that struggle, when we have teams that have bothered us all season, when they finally get a streak going, we're like, they're playing great, but we know it's not going to last. So we prepare for that turnaround. That's really funny. I think LA takes out the Oilers in round 1 this year. Wayne, you know, it's going to be an interesting series. It's going to be a fun series. I think what is going to hurt the Oilers more than anything, hey, Jeff, it's going to be the Oilers goaltending. Stuart Skinner is going to be a problem. Is going to be a big problem. All right, here we go. Back at it. This coming around. Toronto trying to hold this one in. Coming to the line. The Jacket's going to go off the boards and out. Riley there reaching for it. Can't get it. So was Carlo. It's going to be turned around by Sillinger. Picked up by Toronto in their own zone. Long pass across to McMahon. A little too far for his reach. Comes to the line, and again, Nylander comes in. Nylander to Tavares. Tavares to the point for Riley. He sends it in for the deflection. Tavares got a piece. Nylander picks up the loose puck. He's curling in the corner. Out in front, Nylander driving to the net. Holy, what a play by Big Willie Styles. Tavares going between his legs to McMahon. To Riley, swinging it across to the other point. Here's a long shot by Carlo. Back to Bobby McMahon behind the net. Has this one taken away. Going to play this one up and all the way down the ice. Carlo racing for it, and it's going to be enough for icing, so this is coming all the way back down. You know, it's funny to watch some of these teams that are playing super hot right now. It's funny to watch how good they play and what's going to happen come the start of the playoffs. Twammy says, watch out for the Sens, Stars and Kings. And the Stars are going to be good. They have such a solid team. The last couple of years, Stars have had such a good team, and I've slept on them. But this year, they're one of my favorites to come out of the West. Lawton tried to flip it through. Domi tried to high stick that one out of the corner. Got a piece. This coming down low. Yarncroc trying to get it. Toronto going to bat this one out of the air. They can't touch it. Have to wait for the Jackets to touch it up, or it's going to be a glove pass. Columbus finally moves it around. David says, I feel so mixed right now. I want Columbus to make the playoffs via the power of friendship, but I need them to lose this game. David, I feel ya. So we got a power play coming up. Toronto going to go to the box. Lawton going to get called. He's going to go to the box. Columbus, their first power play opportunity coming up here. Let's see what they can do. You know, this is an opportunity for them to get going. They can get going real quick, but Lawton just gets a cross-check on. Domi got taken down moments before, and to give a little payback there, Lawton dumps a cross-check out, and he gets napped. So it's often not the initiator that gets called, it's the retaliator. And this time, Lawton is the retaliator, and he goes to the box. Jenner, Johnson, Monahan, Warinsky, and I didn't get that other name on the power play. Jared, what's going on? Welcome in. Marner, shorthanded, down, doing some work there on Warinsky. Coming around behind the net. Good penalty killing here by Toronto so far to start it up. Force them back in their own zone. Ate about 25 seconds. Here's Marchenko, going to play this one up. Cycling it around, cross ice, shooting. That one is blocked, and it's going to come out.
Record-breaking shot block for Chris Tanev, who just moved ahead of Carl Gunnarsson, number 1 all time. And
there you go.
shot blocks since they
Chris
tracked that stat.
Chris Tanev now number 1 all time in block shots. That last block put him in top spot. Way to go, Chris Tanev. Big shot block in there. This down in the corner. We'll get the full stat list there on the shot blocks. Cross ice. Jackets setting it up, working this on the far side, now down to the point. Putting this one across. Still working down low. Boy, Fraser Minton is making his debut tonight. Oh, sweet. Here's a long shot, deflected. Stars is down. Doing a good job. He's still down now. He pops back up, and Matthew Nyes, a big battle. He's hauled down there. No call. Got it to the line, though. Nyes doing a nice job. Fans wanted a penalty. Warinsky with a one-timer. Didn't get all of that one. This coming in the corner and falling there. Toronto, but they're able to clear this out. 15 seconds to go. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Up over the line. They drop it all the way back to Fantilli. Fantilli over the line with 3 seconds to go. Jackets in the corner, centering it to the front of the net. The Leafs going to clear this right down on Lincoln's, and that's going to do it. Power play has expired. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here come the Jackets again, up the middle, shooting. Going glove side, and that's high and wide. Back to the line, keeping this one in. Jackets still putting pressure on. 5:10 to go. 5:10, Maple Leafs are up 1-0. Hey, Jesse, good to see ya. Yeah, Shannon Marchenko's so good. He really is a solid player. Riley coming in, sending this across for Nylander, has it intercepted. Voronkov, and he's going to send this one out. Philip Myers stepping up, going to knock it down. Putting it over to Nylander, but he was just offside. So it's going to be called down with 4 minutes, 50 seconds remaining to go here in period number 1. It looks like they're going to take a commercial break in the action. Let's see if we can pull up. Let's see if they added a note here about this Tanev block, because I would love to be able to give you the full stat line here. They have not given a note. All right, we'll see if that does get updated. So crazy. So crazy. Chris Tanev just blocking shots like a madman, and we have him locked up for a long time. He's 35, but he is locked up for quite some time, at least till 29-30. So great to have Tanev around. Can I get that block shot number? Let's see if we can do this here on the fly. Are they going to give it to me? No, of course. This stat line doesn't have it, but hey, that's okay. But love what I'm seeing out of Tanev. You know, I wasn't sure at first, but he's been impressive. He has been impressive. 6'2", 193 pounds. The guy plays like he's 6'5", getting in the way. You know, he blocks a absolute ton of shots, which is super important for us to have. If we take a look so far in this first period alone, he's got 2 block shots in this first period alone, which is massive. Rick, what's going on? Welcome to the party. Welcome in. Let's see. Can I get it here? Blocks. Man, why is it so hard to get like a complete stat line on block shots? It doesn't need to be this hard. All right, we'll see if we can We can find this. Let's see, NHL block shot leaders. Oh, holy moly. How many variations of this do we need? No, I want active, not all-time. Mark Edward Vlasic is the all-time block shot leader with 2178. Mark Giordano is second on that list with 2164. Chris Tanev, 1,828 block shots. It's a lot of block shots. Columbus has us. Break is done. They're back in action. This coming around, back to the line. 4.5 minutes to go. 1-0 Maple Leafs. Columbus trying to get back. Myers is tripped up. Tavares is in there against Aston Reese. Coming in front, kicking it through the crease. Back in the other side. Picked up by Myers. Myers going to chip it out. Gives it away. Columbus going to send this back to the line. Held in just barely. Here's a shot, gets knocked down. Another shot, a third shot. All three of them, none of them got through. Hey, Paul, what's going on? Good evening to you, my friend. This is going to kick out to Benoit off the boards. Look out, Bobby McMahon almost got leveled. Heads up play to skip around that hit. 4 minutes to go here in this period. Here come the Jackets again up to Marchenko. Marchenko wearing the full, he's got the jaw protector on. Stolen here by Nyes. Nyes going to flip this one up, trying to get around the defenseman down in the corner. Fabro doing a nice job, but Toronto able to control. Ekman Larson to Tanev. Tanev going to flip this one down in the corner. Picked up here by Marner. Marner crisscrossing with Matthews. Marner bringing it to the line, not out. Marner zigzagging back the other way. Finally, Marner has it taken away. There's only so many cuts you can do before someone's going to strip you of the puck. And the Jackets putting it down in the corner. Comes to Stolarz. He's going to rip it around the glass. Columbus cannot hold this one in. This coming out. Being held here by Fabro. Going to give it over to Werenski. They're going to switch sides. Columbus. Full line change there, as is the Leafs. This coming around down in the corner for Carlo. Carlo bobbled the puck, tried to give it to Domi. Domi wasn't expecting that. He's going to flip this ahead. Going to come to the side. Now it's up to Riley. Riley over to Domi. Domi full speed ahead. He's going to cut, dropping it for Riley. Shoots. That goes wide. Lawton is going to fan on it. Tried to redirect it towards the net. Van Riemsdyk going to play this to the middle of the ice, and the Jackets right in on Stolarz. He's going to hang on to it and get the whistle. Back and forth action. They move it, move it, move it. Joel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. How did I get started, Joel? During COVID, so I've always been a big fan. I've always been a big hockey fan. And during COVID, I needed something to do. I needed a new hobby. I needed to just find an outlet. And we started kind of doing this, and we've been doing it ever since. So it's taken a while. It's you got to find your own kind of style, your own way of doing it. I like to say we don't copy anybody. We do our own style, our own way. And we just have fun with it. It's all about having fun and being able to entertain at the same time. So thank you, Joel, so much for your kind words. This in the corner off the draw. Lorenz digging for it, trying to pull this one out. Myers up on Voronkov. Oliver in there as well. Myers doing a nice job. Going to play it around behind the net to Benoit. Benoit over to Holmberg. Holmberg, don't play with it in front of the net. You make me really nervous. He's going to pull away up to Benny. Benoit going to go off the glass. He's going to head off for a change. Columbus curling around behind their own net. Long pass all the way up. Going to chip this one in. Stolen here by Ekman Larson. Can't connect the pass to McMahon. Columbus in their own zone again. Going to try and work this across. Holy smokes. Need to get this going. Columbus back in their own zone. Hanging on to it. Provorov looks one way, looks the other way. Now he's going to pass this one across. Gabranson now up the near side of the ice into the Leaf zone. They come again. Trying to cut around. Nice job by Ekman Larson. And Curley takes his man down. Now he's holding the arm. He's holding the pants. Where's the call? Right in front of the officials. The officials clearly blind to that. Here it comes Nylander. Nylander is looking, tries to feed it to McMahon. Couldn't get it through. That was a very difficult pass. Very difficult pass. 1-0 Toronto, 1:13 to go. Marner should get paid this offseason. He will for sure, Shaner. He's going to get paid and get paid big. You know, if he stays with Toronto, my guess is he's probably going to, you know, be around 12 million, 12 and a half, as I think what Toronto will want to give him. If he goes to the free market, he probably get 13 or 14. I hope he doesn't go to the free market. But at the same time, I don't want to pay him that much money in Toronto. We don't have that much money to give him. Thank you so much. And Steven, I forget. And you're Steven or Stefan we've gone through this dance before. Here's Marner coming in, passing it to Matthews. Stolen by Knives, turning, shooting. That one goes wide. Knives going to steal this back in the corner. Last minute. Here they come again, Matthew Knives. Columbus working this one ahead. Knives with a couple huge, glorious chances. Back over to Riley. Riley going to turn, play this ahead. Marner can't keep it. Marchenko going to bring this one in. He's going to play it to the line. Stolen. Here they come again. Kent Johnson. Long pass in front. Stolarz makes the save. He's going to fish out and hang on to it. And Onyx, I think that's the case too. But even if Marner has a remarkable playoffs. Oh, Matthew Knives went for the Michigan there. He rolled it up on his stick. It just didn't settle for him. And the goaltender coming around made the save going up in the top corner. So Matthew Knives almost pulling off the Michigan there. That would have been wild. Off the draw, going to flip it up all the way down the ice. Again, Merzlikis going to tip this one into the corner away from the Toronto player. 15 seconds to go. On the move, this coming all the way down the ice. Tanev going in the corner. 10 seconds to go. Little bump there. Leafs just trying to play this one out of the danger zone. Flipping it back across. Columbus, one last attempt, and the buzzer goes. This first period comes to an end. Toronto with a 1-0 lead. Nice period. Nice period for the Maple Leafs. Let's go break it all down and talk some hockey. All right, so not a whole lot of shots for the Maple Leafs here. Would like to sleep coming in back to the rookie squad. Would like to sleep. Thank you so very much. Welcome. Joining the membership team. Thank you. Would like to sleep. And thank you to all of our channel members. We appreciate you all so much. If you want to consider becoming a channel member, simply click the little super chat on YouTube at the bottom. You can go and hit the join button or go to our main YouTube channel page and hit the join button so you can see all of our different membership packages available. Everything, any package gets you a loyalty badge and access to the custom emojis. And then as you go up the different tiers, there's different levels available, including a guest spot at Intermission to join me live on stream. All right, let's break down all these stats here. Columbus with 14 shots, 8 for the Maple Leafs. 9 hits for Toronto, 9 hits for Columbus, 7 for Toronto. Toronto just ahead in the faceoffs, 8-7. Columbus goes 0 for 1 on the power play. Toronto did not have a power play opportunity, although they should have had several. 8 giveaways for Columbus, 4 for Toronto. We'll take that. 4 giveaways, that's a decent number. 7 block shots for Toronto. That's a nice job. 4 for the Jackets. First choice. Lawton. What is Dennis? What's your Lawton choice for? I think unfortunately Marner has been the scapegoat for the past few seasons. Yeah, Phil, I would agree with you. I definitely agree with you. It's pronounced Steven. My dad spelled it with the PH. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Steven. I will try to remember that and not call you Stefan anymore. Steven it is. All right. Let's talk about Mitch Marner, because that is a great point there, Onyx. Every year when stuff goes wrong, when something goes wrong and you're like, well, who are we going to pin it on this year? It always ends up falling to be Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner, because yes, he makes a lot of money. No doubt. Almost $11 million. No doubt. and his performance seems to be floating around. And if we take a look, last year in the playoffs, they played 7 games. He only had 3 points, 1 goal and 2 assists. He averaged 21 minutes a game. He was a +1. That's not good. The year before, in 22-23, they played 11 games. He had 3 goals, but he had 11 assists, 14 points. 14 points in 11 games, I'll take that. 22-23, that was the year they went to the second round and then lost very quickly to the Florida Panthers. But listen, 14 points in 11 games, I'm fine with that. 11 assists, he was doing his job. In 21-22, in 7 games played, he had 8 points, 6 assists, and 2 goals. He was a +3. By the way, in 22-23, he was a +7. So 8 points and 7 goals and 7 games, I'll take that. So 2 good playoff year for there. Ethan, how's it going? Welcome in. If we go back to 2021, they had 7 games played, only 4 assists. Not great there. Back before that, 19-20, 5 playoff games, he had 4 points. That's okay. 18-19, 7 games, only 4 points, and he was a -4. That's not good. And then 17-18, 7 games played, he had 9 points. So, overall, when you break it down, are those great numbers? Not exactly, but there are some good years. 14 points in 11 games, 8 points in 7 games, 9 points in 7 games. We'll take those numbers. So was Mitch Marner truly as bad as we built him up to be? No, I don't think so. Now, because the playoffs is physical, we're looking for those hard hits. We're looking to see guys moving. And yes, Marner did not go in the corners. Marner is not the physical player. We shouldn't expect him to go in the corners and grind it out because that's not how he plays. That's not how their system plays. So while we can blame Marner, I don't necessarily think he was as bad as we build him up to be. Nylander on the other side, same thing. He wasn't that bad. 2021, 7 playoff games, 8 points. 21-22, 7 playoff games, 7 points. 22-23, 11 playoff games, 10 points. And then last year, he only played in 4 playoff games. He still had 3 points. So a lot of the talk was about how bad Nylander was in the playoffs as well. He actually didn't do that bad. We can't expect these guys to be 2 points a game, 3 points a game. That's just not realistic. They're skilled players. They're not hard-hitting players. They were averaging a point a game. Or if you factor in Marner, all of the other seasons, he's just under a point a game. I think that's okay. Shaner thinks he's going to Chicago. And Shaner, that's a lot of people are taking that point of view. And they've got some coin. They can make it work. And Bedard needs somebody. So, that would be a great pickup for him. But you got to ask yourself, do I want to go from the Toronto Maple Leafs, where I have a legit chance of winning a Stanley Cup with the talent in this group, a legit chance, to a team like Chicago, who is still several years away? Chicago may not even make the playoffs next year or the year after. That's a hard pill to swallow. Yes, you're going to get paid, but when you're going to make $12 million or $14 million, at that point, what's the difference of $2 million a year? Now, I don't know what the tax situation is in Chicago. Maybe there's a better tax rate that makes it appealing, like with Florida and Vegas, with the income tax. So I don't know about Chicago, but maybe that makes it more appealing. I think he has a better chance of winning to stay here in Toronto. I'll never forget when Marner flipped the puck over the glass for no reason in the playoffs. We've seen some weird things happen. Urisses, what's going on? Welcome in, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I Splash, how's it going? I was almost on my hands after that Michigan. Right? Oh, that would have been so sick. That would have been awesome. Good for him for trying it too. Last season, Marner was out with a high ankle sprain and came back too early. It was still bothering him in the playoffs. And Wayne, that's a good point, and something we don't talk about all that often. When it comes to injuries, playoffs, guys get hurt. They play with injuries, and when the playoffs are done, everybody comes out and they start talking about their injuries, and you sit here and you just want to cringe because some of the things these guys play with, like Matthew Tkachuk 2 years ago with a broken sternum. The guy played 3 games with a broken flipping sternum, or 2 games. That's insane. He couldn't get out of bed. He couldn't get dressed. Brady had to dress him. Like, that's nuts. Aaron Ekblad played with a busted up ankle. We've seen a lot of guys play with serious injuries. And a high ankle sprain is no joke. We saw that with Timothy Liljegren and Joseph Wall, both at various times were out with that high ankle sprain. And that nags. That hurts a lot. Now, both as a goaltender and as a skater, the way Marner is, the way he dances around, you're putting a lot of pressure on that ankle and that leg and your Achilles, that whole thing. And if it hurts you, I don't care if you're taking, Advil or whatever painkillers to ease the pain. Over time, man, it's brutal. It is bad. Let's see here. Dallas. It's crazy. If I were going to leave a contender for rebuilding team, I'd go to San Jose. Phil, exactly. They are going to be scary good. I love what San Jose is putting together. Love what San Jose is doing. Let's see here. Chara's broken jaw. Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine playing with a broken jaw. We've seen guys where they get it wired shut and they have to wear the full cage. Like, how do you play the game when you can't properly communicate to your team? There's so much that goes on. And we see, when you watch the mic'd up clips, there's so much communication that goes on. And to play with a broken jaw, holy smokes. Keep Marner, but what about the cap space? Dennis, so the cap space is where it gets interesting. It's where it gets very interesting. So we know the cap space is going to go up, right? So we know there's a few extra shekels there that we can play with. The Rock in the house. What's up, Rock? Welcome in. So we know we're going to go up, right? We know Tavares is going to sign, I say for argument's sake, let's say $7 million, right? So he's making 11 this year. If he re-signs for 7, we save $4 million on Tavares, okay? $4 million there. You take a little bit of that, you give it over to Marner. So you get Marner up to 12. It's only, 1.1. So you still have, call it $3 million from that Tavares money. That automatically goes to Matty Knives. So, you got $3 million for Knives. Now you got to find another 4. And with the way the cap is going up, you get some of that money. It might just work out. It doesn't give you a lot of room to sign your other players. And this is something where Toronto has actually been really good with. We don't have to worry about goaltending this offseason. We don't have to worry about defense. Everybody's locked up and signed. Unless we trade somebody, right? We could save money through a trade. So we only have to worry about our forwards. Lorentz at $775, he's played well. Does he get a raise to $1 million? I would sign Steven Lorentz for $1 million. Pontus Holmberg at $800,000, he's a restricted free agent. Do we give him a raise to $850? Does he take it? Probably. He hasn't really shown he's worth much more than towards the league minimum, right? Nicky Robertson at $875. To be honest, I don't think Nick Robertson is going to want to sign here. He is a restricted free agent, so they would have to trade him away, which means they'd have to go and find another kind of sub $1 million player to fit that gap. Now, don't forget, we also have some young stars in the Marlies, and including those not on the Marlies, like Easton Cowan. Do they let Nick Robertson go, or they trade him for a draft pick or something, and then we bring up Easton Cowan? Easton Cowan slots into this lineup, and he'll be on that entry-level salary. So there's a lot of possibilities. Yes, they can make the financials work, but it's all about what they can sign Matthew Knies for. Goofy, what's going on? Is it going to start in a bit? So, yeah, we got about 5 minutes before the second period time. Scotland 7, Canada 4. Oh, Richard, you got us this time, Richard. But next time, we're going to get you. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Hockeyville.
An important role.
Let's hear the
shaping
who's going to win Craft Hockeyville.
Awarding over $5 million to more than 100
Lower
communities.
Sackville.
This year, a record number of
Shelburne,
cities and towns
Crossfield, Alberta.
shared their stories
Who's
and
it going to
rallied
be?
Together, showcasing how arenas
Tell us,
are the
Gary.
heartbeat of
Who's
so
winning the
many
Hockeyville? Who's getting the
Canadian
arena
communities.
upgrade?
On behalf of all Kraft Hockeyville
Yes,
partners,
it is a great thing
I'd
that
like
Kraft
to
does.
congratulate
We all
every
love
community across the country
we all love
that
our
shared its
Kraft
story.
dinner.
And a special congratulations to our top 4 communities. You should be very proud.
Very proud.
Now for the moment we've all been waiting
Come on,
for.
Gary, tell us.
It is my pleasure to announce the Kraft Hockeyville 2025 winner as determined by a nationwide vote. Congratulations to
Who's it going to be?
St. Boniface, Quebec.
St. Boniface, Quebec. Congratulations, Quebec. St. Boniface, Quebec has won the Kraft Hockeyville votes. And do you think Quebec is saying, can we trade in our Hockeyville for a franchise? Can we trade in our Kraft Hockeyville win for a new franchise? Bring the Nordiques back. How much, when they get around next season to doing Kraft Hockeyville, how much are they going to be talking about a new Quebec franchise? How much is that going to come up? But congratulations to St. Boniface, Quebec. Great win. Great win. Listen, I love that they do this. It is so good. After touring around over the last couple of years, spending a lot of time in hockey arenas, you see how quickly these arenas can get run down. And getting some money to fix them up and make them better, it is so good. It is so important. There you go. They're talking about getting some money for renovating. So important. Wow. That is so great. So good. They're so fired up there. Awesome. Love to see that. Congratulations again to Quebec. Huge, huge announcement. Wayne, so that's just it. And that's why I was kind of saying earlier, I think that offer sheet is going to come. And you got to get Nyes locked up fast. The problem is going to be knowing, getting Tavares done and figuring out the Marner deal is going to tell you how much money you actually have to set for Matty Nyes. The last thing you want to have happen is Matthew Nyes, doesn't get done. They go and do Tavares and Marner. Then he gets some ridiculous offer sheet, and the Leafs don't have money to match it. They'd have to find a way. Austin, how's it going? It is 1-0 Toronto. 1-0 Toronto on a goal by Nick Robertson, of all people. Nicky Robertson put in that goal to put the Leafs up. It was a fun period, action-packed. Shots are 11-8. Toronto didn't have a lot of shots in the first half, but boy, oh boy, they really got it going. Corporation's always looking past Nunavut. Bet most arenas are, yeah, Mr. Ben, that's a good call-out. Nunavut, get up in the territories. I mean, they could definitely use some money for some renovations up there for sure. Quebec has the Videotron Arena ready for NHL, maybe PWHL. It would be very interesting, Sashin, because, PWHL is going to look to expand and expand fast. I mean, what they're doing right now is exceptional. And I think bringing in some more teams is going to happen quickly. It would be wild if a PWHL team pops up in Quebec before an NHL team. That will definitely spark the conversation about, getting that franchise back. And maybe that's the first step, right? Putting a PWHL team there, showing the fans are loving it, getting the hype going. I'd rather see the Leafs go in reverse, sign Nyes. So, Phil, I agree with you. I think that's kind of the plan they should take. Lock him up. Don't even sweat about an offer sheet coming in. Get him that deal as quick as you can. And then you go and you lock up the other two. We know Tavares wants to be here. So, again, that's probably an easier conversation than the Marner one. $25,000 for their arena upgrades. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a great, and $25,000 is a lot of money, but these arenas aren't cheap, and that money is going to go very, very, very quickly. All right, we are set to go. Let's get ready. Period number 2 coming right up. There we go. Get ourselves set back in action to be locked in. We're going to wait for them to get ready to drop the puck. Nicky Robertson getting it done. Jackets dominated the ozone time in 9 minutes. Toronto, 6 minutes, 50 seconds in the offensive zone. So a great job there by the Columbus Blue Jackets. And the Jackets need some points. So we're going to see how they can do here in period number 2 and what they can actually make happen. PWHL, definitely, but NHL and Quebec City, not possible. No corporate. That's interesting. No corporate. I mean, does it have to be in Quebec City, though, Rick? I mean, could it be somewhere else instead of right down in Quebec City? I don't know where. I don't know, how the populations are, but I know, like, here in and around the Toronto area, if you go north of the 401 is most of the population that supports the Toronto Maple Leafs. You could easily do a team in York region, and it would be very well supported. Or Mississauga. All right, here we go. Period number 2. Let's go. We're going to get those hands going. Start it off with the wave. 3, 2, 1. Hey, put those hands up to start period number 2. Get that wave going around. They would. Sasham, absolutely. This coming around. Jackets, quick shot right on. Stolarz going to make that save. There it is. The hands are coming around. Yeah, get one of those beer sponsors in. Just not another Rogers building. We can't have another Rogers building. Dan, what's going on? Dropping those hands and getting those waves up. Lower Sackville would have been cool. But the Trailer Park Boys would show up. We've seen that a few times, Shaner, where the Trailer Park Boys show up at games. They are awesome. This playing around in the Jacket zone. They're going to quickly move this one out. Monahan going to drop it over. Cross ice pass. Quick pass there by Kent Johnson. Down around Johnson behind the net. Is he going to go for it? Johnson. No, he didn't try and pick it up. Quick stick by Carlo. Took the puck away from him. I say we name it the Sam Welby Arena. Every seat comes with a free hot dog. A peanut butter hot dog, Onyx. Here's Matthew Nyes with a breakaway. Nyes coming in. He digs. He goes 5-hole. And a nice stop by Merzlinkins. Wow, big stop there by Elvis. Nyes is having a heck of a game. Hey, number 1, what's going on? They're doing a meet and greet at the LCBO. That's awesome, Shaner. Shaner, you got to tell them about us. I'd love to see them do you're watching the Sam Welby 12 experience, the Trailer Park Boys. That would be awesome. McMahon trying to flip this one ahead. It's behind Benoit. They got to chase this to the corner. Gatineau has too many halves and cents. But that would be great. Get the rivalry going. Like if you're in Alberta and you're kind of halfway between Calgary and Edmonton, and you can go with both games and get the rivalries going. Tavares getting it to McMahon across. Here's a shot by Nylander. That one's blocked. Back down low. Here comes Columbus. Long pass up the middle. They're going to carry this one into the Leaf zone. Stolarz kind of tripped coming out of the net. That was dangerous. Jacket's going to bring this one in. Stolarz is back in set. Going to drop this one across. Olivier going to step up. Dancing down low. Quick backhand right on. Stolarz had the paddle down. Leafs going to bring this to their own line. Lawton going to play this across. Tanev, long pass up. Leafs going to deflect this one into the corner. Domi is there. Domi with his back towards the goal. He's going to flip it to the point. Here's a little weak flip towards the net. Open for a deflection by Lawton, but it's right on. And Lawton and Voronkov having a conversation in front of the net as Merzlinkin's going to hang on to that puck. Great pace. You're like 3 oh, Shaner, sorry. It's funny that I'm ahead of you. Usually we're a few seconds behind. So you'll know what's coming up. And again, welcome everybody else. If you're watching on the talk, thank you so much for tuning in. Same with everybody over on Twitch. Good to have you. Keep smashing that thumbs up button if you haven't hit that already. And if you haven't tapped that like, hit that like button. That's coming around off the draw. Toronto trying to hold it in. They can't. It's going to pop out. Carlo tipping it back to the red line. Toronto really having a tough time here with this Jacket squad. They're really good at bringing the puck into the Leaf zone. They're not getting much going offensively, but they're working the puck around nicely. Stepping into the high slot. Here's a shot right into the wickets, and that's held by Stolarz. Tim, did you know the night Ovi scored the goal on his back, it was against the Coyotes, being coached by Gretzky and a young Austin? Wow, Onyx. No, I knew it was against the Coyotes. I didn't realize it was with Gretzky coaching and Matthews in the crowd. That's awesome. Doesn't surprise me because we know he was definitely, definitely at a bunch of those Coyotes games. Aaron, how's it going? Barry Colts 2-0 over the Niagara Ice Dogs. Off the draw, back to Ekman Larson. Gonna flip this one up. Nye's gonna carry this one out. Little one-hand pass over to Marner. That one doesn't connect. Back around. Matthews gets tripped up. The Jackets again bringing it forward. Ekman Larson trying to chip it free. Kent Johnson had it. Johnson holding that line. Gonna bring this one in. Coming around 3 generations of greatness. Here's a shot that goes just wide. Another shot, and Stolarz is going to stop that one. Tanev bringing it around behind the net. You're about 5 seconds behind in Calgary. Here it is. Calgary's got that fast feed coming in. And the Colts win the series. Oh, way to go, Barry. Congratulations. Tanev going to move this one forward. Flipping it to Nyes again. Nyes going to carry this one down. Putting it around the defense. Going to split them now, going in after it. Going to chip this back up for Tavares. Comes to the line. Leafs can't hold it in. Myers going to race back. He's going to get this one. Now they're going to turn, move this ahead. Number 1, it's for channel members. Channel members only. Yeah, Rick, what's going on, buddy? Rick, he is quick. He's got some good feet. Tavares up to Myers. Myers going to flip this off the glass. This coming to the line. Nice little move there. Fantilli cutting in. Another nice move to go around Benoit. Benoit going to force Fantilli now in the corner. This coming to the line. Bobby McMahon battling for it. Columbus again bringing it deep in the Leaf zone. Walking out of the corner in front of the net. It's there. And a nice defensive play by Tavares. Going to get it over to Nylander. Nylander on the move. Cross the blue line. Nylander coming in. Loses the puck. The Jacket's going to turn and move this one back around. Ethan, you are a subscriber, not a channel member. So it's channel members that get access exclusively to that particular game. This coming around down in the corner. Domi swiping at it. Domi can't get it. This is going to be flipped back across. Here comes Lawton. Lawton in after it. Flip to the line. Leafs have a chance. Keeping this one in. Yarncroc doesn't see it. Domi battling, and they're going to play it across. This is going to come out. Flipped off the glass and down. There are some new redemptions and some new emojis that we have loaded up. Yeah, they are struggling. Panthers are struggling right now, Aristides. They certainly are. Into the zone. Here's a shot. This one going just wide. Coming around behind the net. Toronto trying to get here. Columbus just dominating right now in the Leaf zone. They're not getting anything by the goaltender, but they are really dominating through. Down around behind the net, cut off by Voronkov. He can't come up with the puck. Lawton up to Holmberg. Holmberg coming in. Homie Holmberg going to flip it in the corner. Now he's going to drive in here after it. Can't catch up. Little bump in the corner, trying to play this one through. If one of the channel members wouldn't mind dropping the membership link in the chat, that would be great. Just in case anybody wants to hop on over and check out our membership packages. Here comes the Leafs. Robertson into the zone. Robertson has the goal. It's 1-0 Toronto. Here's Tanev with a shot. That one hits a shin pad, goes in the corner. Holmberg has it in his feet, trying to kick it forward. Turning the other way. Back to Holmberg. Holmberg behind the net to Robertson, but it's on his backhand. He's going to feed it to the line. Robertson, quick pass, and Holmberg was heading off. There's a huge battle in front of the net. Steven Lorentz, they're going to drop the gloves. There they go. The gloves are dropped. Lorentz and Curley. Lorentz is all tied up. Curley's got a free right hand. Lorentz is trying to come over the top. Now a little jab, and Lorentz goes down, but he pops up on top, and he holds back. So not a good fight. Some clutching and grabbing, but a fight nonetheless. Way to go. Lorentz doing a nice job.
Round 1, fight.
Okay, fight.
Big battle in front of the net. Lorenz throws Curly down. Curly back up. Giving at him. Lorenz puts him into the post. Finally, the gloves go down, and Lorenz, he just whips them down. That was like old school fighting. You just saw the hands come up, and they whipped down, and they grabbed them. The problem is where Curly had Lorenz, he couldn't get that right hand going. So he had to kind of come up and down over top around the arm and couldn't really get in there. Curly had the shorter shots, and Lorenz went down, but he quickly popped up and was ready to strike, but did the respectful thing and pulled back as the other guy was down on the ice. So a nice little fight. Again, not one that's going to spark up your teams, but a pretty good go. WWF Slam. That's right, Rick. They're getting ready for WrestleMania. They're getting ready. Talking about Slam, did you see, was it Chapman on Carolina who did that, like dragged the guy back over his leg, and it was like a hip toss, like an MMA move, like a judo tackle to take the guy down. Very dangerous play. Don't like to see those come up. You don't like to see those kind of hip toss judo tackles. You're right. Ulysses, the one you sent me last night was hysterical. I haven't loaded that one yet, but that one is coming. That one is definitely coming. But right now, we got the no in there. Gotta love the no. It's so funny. Love the redemptions. You can use your points to bring up the various redemptions all stream long. I love the sigh at the end. It's so funny. It's great. All right, they're coming back from commercial break. Don't trust me with points. There's Dallas. Dallas is getting set. Hulkamania running wild. Punching, kick. No kicking. We don't want to see kicking. No kicking in hockey. Rick, you saw it. That was a dangerous tackle. There it is. Marner's mom coming out to get the boys going. That was such a great moment on the mom's trip. She's up there doing the floss. That was great. Off the draw, this is coming around. Richard, thank you so much for the follow. Rob, what's going on? Welcome in. Let's go. You're going for Gunther at Mania, eh? I have a feeling he's going to win. I don't think Jey Uso is going to pull out the W. This coming down the ice all the way. Again, thank you, Richard, for hitting that follow. Down in the corner, trying to dig this one free. Marner is there watching. Matthews in the corner, can't get it, comes out. Tanev can't get it. And this coming around behind the net. Ekman Larson going to drive, going to chip this to Nyes. Nyes has Marner breaking. Marner takes it off his skate to his stick. Marner to Matthews. Matthews with the backhand. And a nice save. Matthews going to track it. Again, nice little rush there by Matthews. We haven't seen much of him here today. 12:30 to go here in period number 2. Here comes Marchenko, going to cycle back around. Go, Leafs, go. Absolutely. This is going to be pitched in the corner. Back with it is Riley. Riley going to take a look. Now he's going to move all the way down the ice. Riley with a nice pass. Tipped in. Here comes Bobby McMahon racing in. Merzlikins out to play it. Bobby McMahon got a piece of it. Couldn't get it over to Tavares. Picked up in the corner. Tavares trying to chase back. And the Jackets clear. Tavares going to chip this one down into the air, back to his own D. Riley going to play it up. Here come the Leafs again on a rush. Nylander to Tavares. Kind of hit the man. Comes in. Tavares trying to control there for a moment. Now it's coming back the other way. Gloves are off. Gloves are off. That was a pretty nice little scrap right there. In front, and Stolar is going to grab it and hang on to it. I seen a meme that said, I'm blind, I'm deaf. I can be a ref. Yeah, I've seen that too, number one. It's pretty darn funny. It is pretty darn funny. Listen, we know the officials have a tough job. We know the referees have a very tough job. But they don't make it easier on themselves, right? They don't make it easy on themselves. Shaner, thank you for hitting that follow. Appreciate it. Again, welcome in everybody. If you're watching, again, thank you for hitting those likes. Make sure you tap that subscribe button as well. Back to the line. Here's a shot deflected high. And that's going to be up and out of play.
stand out of play.
I just dropped something on the floor.
Just have a number on a goalie.
Oh, Matthews. Matthews has 7 goals versus Lincoln's. Looking to add to that total.
The wide open games that these two teams have had together, usually the chances are
Matthews
there.
showing some good speed there a little while
So
back.
far, it's been a much more defensive type game.
Something we haven't seen him getting very involved here today. Around the corner, Oliver going to play Olivier, playing this one back. Benoit trying to slap at it. They're trying to get this one. It's going to be flipped out. Sure, number 1. Yarncroc can't get there. Comes to the middle of the ice. Myers playing it across. Lawton in. He's going to send this one down around below. And finally, the Jackets bring it out again. 11 minutes to go. 11 minutes. They're going to play this one down. Drive it in the corner. Yarncroc is going to flip this one up. This coming down. Columbus very quickly. They're getting pucks out fast. Real fast. Kitchener is on to round 2. Here comes Werenski in. Blue Jays and Mets 0-0. Jays, talk about off to a hot start. Oh, no, number 1, we're not going to do any of that. We're not going to do any of that, please. This coming free. Marner to Nyes. Nyes driving in. Nyes over to Marner. Marner, he's going to spin around. Tanev trying to go down low with a nice shot. Quick deflection there by Nyes. Nyes can't get it. Who is the most disliked NHL ref? Oh, that's a great question, Rick. Great question. Spitfire's going on as well. Nice, Wayne. I'd have to give it some thought. Probably Tim Peel comes to mind right away. This is going to be brought out. Fantilli going to flip this one down in the corner. Driving in after it. Stelarzo going to grab it out of the air. So, yeah, Tim Peel is the guy who comes to mind. I actually didn't have a big issue with him when he was officiating. I think it's more after the fact now. Some of the comments he makes on social media and whatnot is just brutal. Kelly for you. Yeah, Rick, I can see that one. Wes McCauley. Jonathan, yeah, Wes McCauley. Wes McCauley definitely is up top on that list. Fraser was the most respected. Sasham, I thought Kerry Fraser was great. Didn't always agree with his calls, but he was very, very good. Wes McCauley is probably right at that top 2, especially amongst active officials. You know, we used to get to know the officials a lot more back in the day. At least I just feel like it. I felt like you knew most of the linesmen. You knew who the good guys were, the bad guys were. Same with the officials. You knew most of them by name. Today, nah, very rarely the case. The odd one you know by name, but you don't really know them like you did back in the day. You know, if you see Wes McCauley is calling your game, you're like, oh, man. You know, saying when Kerry Fraser was calling your game, you had a reaction. You knew a lot of these guys kind of by name. Long ago, it was Ron Harris. Ron Harris, that name, I don't know that name. I wish they would replace it with actual zebras. Onyx, now that would be interesting. Ron McLean. Rick, did he actually ref? Did McLean ref? I know he did in the OHL. Did he ever do any NHL games? I would be very curious. All right, they're coming back from commercial break. Delars with a .939 first period percentage, which is pretty good. Is the NHL going to... Ray Charles. Phil, that's amazing. That is amazing. I'm not a Leafs fan, but it's nice. Well, you Shaner. You listen, we love our hockey. You know, hockey is hockey. You know, when I'm around and I don't have much to do, I'll put on the TV. I flip to the hockey channels first to see if there's a game on, and then if not, I go to the movie channels. I'll watch just about any game. All right, here we go. 9:48 left to go. Leafs are still up 1-0. Off the draw, Ekman Larson going to hammer it around the boards. This is going to be chipped out and down the ice. Leafs trying to get on here. Tanev can't hold it in. Marchenko going to bring this ahead. Leaf blew a tire. 2-on-1, but a good job by Bobby McMahon coming back in a shot. is into the trapper of Stellars, and he's going to hang on to it. 4-0 St. Louis Blues over Colorado. Are you kidding me? That is wild. And you want to talk about teams struggling right now. We saw it moments ago in the ticker. The Toronto Marlies have kind of gone ice cold. They are really struggling right now. Ryan Reeves did make his debut for the Marlies the other day. And in the Marlies, you are required to wear a visor. Now, we know Ryan Reeves is not a visor guy. He kind of pulled the Leo Komarov. Remember Leo Komarov had his visor, not over his eyes, but kind of over the top of his helmet? Ryan Reeves did the same thing. He had that visor tilted so high up. This coming around, down. Jackets bringing it in the Toronto zone. Leafs got to get going. Little pass back. That one isn't kept in. It comes out. Excuse me. 12-game win streak if they win. Wow. This coming around down in the corner. Jackets still cycling around. They go cross ice looking for the tip. It's not there. Back to the line. Carrying it around. Here's another shot. Again, that one goes just wide. Down around behind the net. This can be played to the line. Not in. Riley back the other way. McMahon going to tip this one free, and it comes all the way down the ice. And that is icing. Blues are for real. Phil, it depends on... so both my boys are in the semifinals in their playoffs, and their games are in the mornings, and the championship games are in the afternoon. So it depends on what happens with their games and what time, what the break would be between. So maybe there's a chance. It's not likely, but if I can, I will. Side of the net trying to jam play, but right now, no plans. Prep, what's going on? Welcome in. This is going to be flipped up. Prep, I hope recital season is going well for you. Bowling with some of the girls I grew up with. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Don't know how they play without visor. Rick, I couldn't imagine. Domi coming around. I mean, I only played with a full cage. Here's Myers with a shot. And I remember when I took that cage off and just wore a helmet at a couple practices, it was like a whole new world. It was so strange to me. This in the corner, this playing it around. Jackets going to bring this back. They are on the move. Flipped up. Toronto does a nice job stealing it at the line. It's coming in. Here's Robertson again. Shooting, scores! Are you kidding me? Nick Robertson, his second of the game. Nick flippin', dippin', skippin' Robertson. Holy smokes, his third career 2-goal game. He comes off the bench, says, hey, coach, I don't want to be a healthy scratch no more. Nick Robertson must have kissed the lucky egg before this game because he's been cool running all game long, going 5-hole. He was looking to pass. He was looking at Domi and said, nope, I'm shooting, and he buries it in. That was absolutely sick, wicked, nasty. What a goal, Nick Robertson. Whoa, whoa. That was awesome. That was great. His 14th. He was great on the third line. He's playing great here on the fourth line. Robertson, his 14th. And maybe that's how he gets in the playoffs. Right? Maybe he goes in as a fourth line player. And him and Lawton can go up and down. Very sweet goal. Back to the line. Big battle in front of the net. This high and over. Domi's getting the assist. Originally, they had it as unassisted. Now they're giving that to Domi. Back in front. Domi going to steal. Can't get this one out. Jackets keep this one in. Taking a look. Going to play this in front. Here come the Leafs. You like that? This bringing it down around. There it is. Rick's dropping that goal emoji in there. Got that new goal emoji for channel members. Down around behind the net. Leafs up 2-0 now. 2-0 Maple Leafs. 2 goals by Little Nicky. This coming through. Matthews trying to steal. He can't. Toronto going to intercept. Up to Marner. Marner He's coming in. Marner threading the needle for Matthews to Nyes with the backhand. It's there on the goal line. And the Jackets fish this one out. And it comes all the way down. Holy smokes. That one was close. Great work, Nyes. He's been absolutely incredible today. Riley bringing it to the red line. He's going to fire this one in. Merzlikins came out to stop it, missed that one. What is it about Robertson playing like Matthews after being a healthy scratch? It's crazy, Phil. Every single time they put him on the bench, he comes in and has a huge game. It is absolutely wild that he does it. Nick Robertson. They're going to go to commercial break. Nick Robertson says thank you very much and have a nice day. What a game by Nick Robertson. Toronto Maple Leafs, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome to the party. Again, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Hope you're having a good time enjoying Hockey Night in Canada. Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, we are going to have a bunch of games coming up over the next few weeks. There are a couple nights we're going to be off due to some family commitments. We got a hockey banquet coming up. We got a few dinners coming up. So there are some commitments we have. We're going to miss a few games, but we will be bringing you as much action as we can. Some games we may join in progress, so please bear with us. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have that notification bell set, because if we can't set up something in advance, doesn't mean we're not necessarily going live. It just might mean we pop up very, very close to the start time or shortly thereafter. But we will be in it as much as we can, but just wanted to call it out that we do have a couple of conflicts coming up very, very soon. Arcav, we thank the Senators yet. No need to thank the Senators yet. Toronto was already ahead before that game. Yes, it does help us, but Toronto's 96 points. We're 4 points up on Florida. So, while, of course, it helps, but it wasn't crucial. So I will not thank the Senators. I will say good job, Senators, but I will not thank them just yet until those points mean something. JDA, what's going on, brother? Welcome in. And, of course, RK, thank you for being here. I love the banter, love the comments. I've been a Blackhawks and Islanders fan since 93. Wow, going way back. Islanders and Hawks. You had some good runs with both those teams. The Hawks especially. Hawks have had some very good runs over the years. Of course, right now is not one of those times. Here's Nylander going to steal this. A little flip pass over to McMahon. McMahon flying in. Like to see Willie get going. He's been a little quiet. This around behind the net. Provorov going to bring it up. Columbus again with 5.5 minutes to go in this period. Columbus in over the Leaf line. Down low in the corner. Tanev up on his man. Misses it. Comes behind. Spaceman, what's going on? If we win tonight, you clinch a spot. So there you go. Panther fans are going for the Leafs tonight. Want to get their clinch on. I hope you're doing well, Spaceman. Don't want the Leafs against Sens. Sens are scary. Sasham, they are super scary right now. Here the Jackets coming in with a shot. That's going to sail high. Prime roast. Very 72 hours. Garlic mashed. Roasted veggies. Holy smokes. JDA. That sounds delicious. This around down in the corner. Quick pass across. That sounds like my dinner the other day. Little steak, mashed potatoes, corn on the cob. Delicious. Trying to feed it out. Holmberg can't get a stick on it. Staying with it, though. Comes to the side. Quick shot right on. Stollar's going to leave it here for Tanev. Tanev playing it up. Robertson had it knocked off his stick. Back to the line. Here's a quick shot. Stollar's with the save. Going to steer this one into the corner. Tanev picking it up. Getting it up to Lorentz. Lorentz with the backhand. Holmberg can't catch up to it. Robertson also there, but got there late. Columbus going to circle this one around. 4 minutes to go. Just about 4 minutes to go. 2-0 Maple Leafs right now. Quick shot going to block it. Willie's on stealth mode. That's right. He's reserving his energy for when he needs it. Ottawa's, yeah, I agree, Spaceman. I agree. If I had to choose between those two right now, Tampa Bay is who I take. This dropping down in the corner. Lawton going in here after it. Lawton going to play this one back to the point. Back to Lawton. Lawton behind the net. Coming out in front. It's taken away. Here come the Jackets. Holy moly, something just flew right in front of my face. That scared me. Some bug just flew right across and made me jump. Flying bugs in the house. As the Leafs bring it to the side of the net again. They're coming through. If anybody has the zapper, we got a flyer. Here they come. Jackets in over the line. Can't get it in deep. Here's Toronto. Gosh, that was funny. Myers going to flip this one down in the corner. That really got me. This in the corner. Marner can't get it. I just watched that over 3 times. Me jumping. Myers playing this one around. Matthews trying to get there. Here's a shot, and that's going to come all the way down. Ricochet all the way down. Merzlinkin's going to play this one up. Back at it. My mascot. Holy smokes. This coming around. I hate any flying bugs. They always get me. They come out of nowhere. Matt Jack, what's going on? Good to see you. In the corner, here's Tanev playing this one up. Matthews on the half boards. Going to move it across to Benoit. Benoit hitting that red line. He's going to play this one in. Whereas Lincoln's coming out to stop it. 2:22 to go. 2:22 to go, and Toronto's up by 2. Let's go. Ekman Larson sending it back in. Whereas Lincoln's going to stop it again here as well. Setting it up. Here's Werenski. Werenski on the move, taking a look. Waiting. Now they're going to move. Here comes Columbus. Long pass up the middle. Going to flip this one down in the corner. And that's going to be an icing call. It's funny. They blew the whistle very, very quickly there. But we'll take it. That's not funny. That's not funny. Okay, let me tell the guy I hired to release another one through the window. That, honestly, like, it buzzed through and kind of hit the wall and then bounced off. And I was like, what was that? I don't know where they're coming from. We've had a couple of these the last little while. I don't know where they are all coming from. Off the draw, Columbus going to move this one ahead. That's right, Mega. Leafs are up 2-0. Nicky Robertson, the hero here in this game. Behind the net. Kent Johnson bringing it around. Like the Leafs being in the... Matt Jack, I'm great. Thank you very much for asking. Hope you're doing well. Would love to see that happen. Would love to see them get there. Here comes Tavares. JT racing down. He's going wide. He's going to spin around. Can't put it in. JT still with it. Going to feed this one back. Nylander turns it over. Come on, Willie. More effort. Let's go, Big Willie Styles. Jays are up 1-0. There you go. Jays are playing awesome. Tavares goes to the bench. He's shaking his head. He was not happy with that play. Here's Lorentz. Going to feed this down low. Nick Robertson. Nicky looking for 3. Turning, shooting. That one gets blocked. I wouldn't say they wouldn't win. Yeah, I think, it's going to be Florida or Toronto that goes to the finals in the East. Whoever wins the Atlantic is going to the finals, in my opinion. This all the way down the ice. It's going to be another icing call. 46 seconds to go. Last minute to play here in period number 2. Let's go, Toronto. Let's get her going. JDA with the pickle. Gotta get the pickle man going. It's always so much funner when the Leafs are winning. It's always much more enjoyable when the Leafs are winning. 46 seconds to go. Off the draw. Coming around behind. Myers battling. It's going to come to Ekman Larson. He's kind of taken from behind. Lorenz can't get it. Holmberg in there. Holmberg to Ekman Larson. OEL going to flip this one up and down the ice. It's going to be gloved down. Brought right back in. Stop behind the net. Played over to Myers. Myers off the boards. Coming up. Caps are still a good pick. Yeah, Sasham. I think they're going to be there from the other side. Here's Ekman Larson with a blast. Right into the gut of Merzlikins. And Merzlikins is actually kind of bent over on all fours. He kind of took that one hard, and he was slow to get up. So that one kind of rattled Merzlikins. He's going to throw his stick on top of the net. He's going to stretch out the area there. Jay's got the bases loaded. Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula, and the Ottawa Senators. RK, I thought you were describing the new Universal Studios Epic Universe with the new Monsters World. It's going to be awesome. Here's a shot with 12 seconds left. Where's Lincoln's going to grab that? By the way, if any of you want to take a trip down to Universal Orlando or Universal California, reach out to Dee's Destinations. She will get you booked. Universal, Disney, hit up a cruise, all-inclusive, whatever you need. She has you covered. 11.1 seconds to go. Great game here so far by Toronto. Off the draw to the line, Tanev going to throw this in. 5 seconds to go. Nyes behind the net, going to play this in front. It's turned over. Cleared out, and the buzzer's going to go. This period is in the books. Mathematically, it's going to be pretty close, Mad Jack. I am not 100% certain. I would have to double check the math. All right, let's go to the intermission. Let's take a quick peek here. We're going to review the stats. We're going to bring in our special guest. I'm going to turn this down so hopefully our friends on the talk can hear our special guest. But real quickly, there it is. Jonathan throwing pies already. He's getting warmed up. 20 shots for the Jackets, 15 for the Maple Leafs, 19 hits for Toronto, 12 for the Blue Jackets, 19 faceoffs, 1 for Toronto to 12 by the Jackets. Toronto still has not had a power play opportunity yet. Mike, what's going on from Newfoundland? Go Leafs, go. I like your play of life. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Welcome into the party. So when is Toronto going to get a power play? You know, Columbus had 1. They are 0 for 1. 15 giveaways now for the Jackets, 11 for Toronto. Starting to get a little high. 10 blocked shots apiece. Let's bring in our special guests. There she is. Dallas Hockey Girl. What's shaking?
Hey, go Hockey, go.
Go Hockey, go. Hey, hey, Dallas, I'm going to move you to the other side because, or maybe I could just move the timer. Yeah, well, I'll just move the timer. I'll just move the timer.
We're good.
Because our other special guest is has the other side. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can move the timer on this one. So you know what? For today, or I could just move you below the desk. There you go. We'll just put you over here. Then I can make you a little bigger. Whoops, now I've made you half a head. What is happening here?
Am I Madame Leota? Am I the floating
There we
head?
go. All right. So Dallas, let me ask you the question. Nick Robertson, was he on your bingo board for 2 goals today?
He was not.
Hey,
He
what
was not,
a
but
game.
no, Robertson can play a lot. Like when he's on fire, he's on fire. We know Nick Robertson can play.
He can play, and he's been so impressive. And again, he's playing 4th line. Hey, Care. He's playing 4th line, so he's not playing, you know, mucho minutes here, but he's making the best of it. Nick Robertson is last in terms of time on ice for the forwards. 6 minutes.
Really?
That's all he's played today.
It seems like he's on the ice more. 6
Right.
minutes doesn't seem like a lot.
Tavares has played 13. Nylander has played almost 12. McMahon at 11:45. If we go down a little further, Yarncroc is 9.5. Domi's 9.5. Lorentz at 7.5. Holmberg at 7. And Robertson at 6. He's only had 10 shifts, but he's got 2 goals.
That's not
He's
a
also
lot.
got a hit. 2 goals and a hit in 6 minutes.
Okay. That's not a lot. What about Matt? How much time has Matthews had this game?
Austin Matthews is at 10.5 minutes. 10.5 minutes. Matthews
Half
only
a
has
period.
1 shot on net.
Hey, Richard.
1 shot on net,
Yeah.
no hits. Matthews usually puts up 5 to 8 shots a game. He's only got 1 today. Matty Nyes has 3 shots.
Hey, Rick. Y'all, I told you to go to your basements and find Matthew's game and send it to him. I will pay for the shipping. Somebody please find his game. Seriously. Like, dude's lost. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's got too much on his mind. Something's going on with Matthews, and his head is not in the game. His head is not in the game, and I don't understand.
Yep. On the flip side, Zach Werenski, defenseman for Columbus, 18.5 minutes. That's almost a whole period he's played. I mean, he's a workhorse.
That's a lot.
The
That's a
next
lot.
the next defenseman to him is Fabro, who played 14 minutes. So he's played
Okay.
4.5 minutes more, which is bonkers
That's
for the
do they?
for the
Sorry,
Maple
Dad, go
Leaf
ahead.
defense. Ekman Larson is leading the defense at 15.5, and then Carlo at 14.40. Riley is third at 14.18, and that's right where he
Oh
needs
wow.
to be. I think Morgan
Yeah.
Riley plays at his best when he's in that middle minute spot. When Riley is
I think so.
leading time on ice for Leaf defenders, it's a problem because he just runs out of steam come the end of the games.
I think so. Thank you, Rick. Like, do they just go back to the hotel and get their pizza and then just flop onto the bed because their legs are jello? Like, what do they do? It makes me think like, oh my God, they must have jello legs. It makes me think of that scene in the movie Miracle where they were slacking off during it wasn't the Olympics, but it was a pregame and they were slacking off and he made them run the lines on the ice for hours and they were all throwing up and flopping over on the ice. And I'm sure that's true. Herb Brooks, yeah, he did. He probably really did that.
And you know, it's funny because we've been talking a lot lately about Gretzky versus Ovechkin. And,
Yeah.
you know, we talk about how generationally the game was so different from one to the other.
Totally.
You know, Gretzky's talked
Totally.
about his pregame meal for every game was a steak and potatoes and like a heavy meal, you know,
That's a lot.
which is crazy. You know, guys
That's a lot.
back then, they'd have their big pregame meals, they'd play the game, then they'd go out for another huge meal or go for drinks and party it up. Like it was just so different where guys today, they go out, they have their meal, they go back to the hotel, they play some video games, they just chill. You know, it's a very different environment today than what it was. Now, I think part of that also is because everybody's got a cell phone today. And if you go hit the bars after the game and all of a sudden you see Matthew Nyes partying it up after the game, having a couple drinks, maybe meeting somebody and getting a little close. All of a sudden, pictures and videos show up online. And
all on the tickety talk. It'll all show up on the tickety talk in the morning.
Yeah, so they got to be a little more protective than they did back in the day.
Yeah.
But it's just
I'm
so
sure there's
amazing
times
how
where
it's changed.
they maybe rent out, like if the team's on the road, they rent out like the hotel ballroom or something just so that it's just them. It's private and they can let their hair down, have some drinks, whatever. And it's just the team, it's just their people, so they know that stuff isn't going to end up
Absolutely. And yeah, Matt Jack, I appreciate you so much. It's not about gifting and donating. We appreciate those that are able to and those that contribute through gifted memberships and super chats. We appreciate it so much because it does help out the channel. But for those, if you're able to, we appreciate it. If you're not able to, just watching along, being subscribed, hitting that like and sharing us out is a great way of supporting the channel. And yeah, Mad Jack, we've had you here for a long time, so we really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. But Sticky, even though there wasn't cell phones, there was cameras back then. There has to be a picture of like Gretzky or Lemieux in like the hotel pool somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure
there's got to be a picture of that somewhere.
I look at it like I kind of look at it like wrestling. There's a picture from back in the Attitude Era where it was, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, all those guys, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. Back then, there was no social media, really. Or it was just starting, but earlier on, there wasn't. So there's a picture when they would go on the European tours, they would all hop in a bus and they would go city to city. So there's a picture, a very famous picture of all these guys at the back of a bus. They're playing cards, having some drinks, hanging out, and somebody on a camera snapped this picture. And it's become a very, very famous picture in the wrestling scene because it has all of these guys together and partying. Oh, yeah. So you could only imagine if there were cell phones back then and people had their cameras everywhere, all the bars, all the streets where all these parties were taking place, hotel bars and lobbies, there'd be so much snapped that would not be good if it got out there.
And not just the photos, but like video too. The phones do the video too. Like that's even funnier. Can you like The Undertaker doing a cannonball in the hotel pool? Like, now that'd be funny.
And how many guys are locking other guys out of their hotel room in just a towel, like after a shower or something? They're shoving them out the door and locking them. I'm sure there's all kinds of hazing and shenanigans that that goes on.
There's a story that the comedian Jeff Foxworthy tells in his act. He put it into his show that he and Larry the Cable Guy did a show. It was really, really hot. He's like, and usually they go out to eat after. He's like, I'm sorry, guy, I just got too hot. I just want to go back to the hotel. Back to the hotel. And of course, he wakes up in the middle of the night to pee, disoriented because he's half asleep, loses direction. And instead of walking into the bathroom, he walks outside of the hotel door. But he was so hot, he wasn't wearing any clothes.
That's fun.
So,
you know what? I think I've heard this story before.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Jeff Foxworthy. He's funny.
So thankfully it was the middle of the night. Nobody really saw him. Apparently he found a pizza box to cover up so he could go down to the front desk and be like, "Can I have a key?"
That's so funny.
It's quite funny. Yeah. It's quite funny.
Dropping. It's 2-0 Toronto right now. 2-0 after 2. Nicky Robertson, both the goals. And actually, Mad Jack, this is a old school number 18, Alan McCauley. Alan McCauley jersey. We've been rotating through our Leaf jerseys, and they've been playing well since we've been wearing this one. So we're keeping it.
We're keeping the mojo. We're keeping the mojo going with the good
right.
jerseys.
I actually don't have an Austin Matthews jersey.
Blasphemy, Sam. That's blasphemy.
I know. The only modern player I have is Matthew Nyes.
And that's a good jersey to have. I know it won't happen in the playoffs. We only have a few games left. NHL, if you're watching, somebody, Batman, if you're watching, can we please have my special E-Bug just for 5 minutes to play the end of the game, the Leafs game? Like, just 5 minutes. That's all I ask, that he plays the last 5 minutes of the game.
There it is.
Jonathan. Jonathan, you're so dead.
Jonathan, he's been working out. He's been getting that arm fired up. We thought he was practicing for baseball season. No, he's practicing for intermission season.
Yeah. So, but cut a girl a break and put my special E-Bug on the ice just for 5 minutes. Like, make a girl happy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mad Jack. So I do have a Phil Kessel jersey, but not a wearable jersey. So I got years ago an autographed Phil Kessel jersey from a silent auction. We were at a silent auction, and it was a small silent auction, and they had 2 jerseys, 2 Leaf jerseys. It was Phil Kessel and somebody else. I forget who the other one was. And I was there with a buddy of mine, and I said, listen, we each wanted to get one, and we said, we'll do rock, paper, scissors for whoever gets whoever. And so I wanted the Kessel jersey. He actually didn't care. So at the end of the day, we did rock, paper, scissors. He won, and he had his choice of jersey, and he said, Sam, you can take the Phil Kessel jersey. So yeah, I got my autographed Uncle Phil Kessel jersey.
So
love it.
So because it's autographed, is it behind glass, and is it all hung up on your wall?
No, not behind glass. It is hung up on the wall downstairs. I got my Phil Kessel one. I got an autographed Doug Gilmour jersey that's hung up down there too.
Ooh,
the only one I have in a case, and it's sitting just kind of over by my my exercise bike, which is covered in dust, is my Matthew Tkachuk. It's an autographed Matthew Tkachuk Florida Panther jersey. That one is in a case. Yeah.
That's good. So is that still the man cave basement where we did the Royal Rumble back many moons ago?
No, actually, we did that from the family room. We did that right in the family room.
I remember you were somewhere because it was late. The Royal Rumble was late that year. It was back in the beginning of the streaming, and you couldn't wake the kids.
I had to be. That was when the kids were small. I had to be super quiet. I tell you,
know.
One of the things doing these streams, whether it's wrestling, whether it's hockey, especially the Stanley Cup, when the kids were little and they went to bed early, holy smokes, it was tough to kind of stay quiet.
It was tough. If y'all go back and watch some of the old streams, many of us are in the chat going, Sam, shh, the kids, Sam.
It's
The
so
kid.
funny.
He,
I'm like
Sam,
jumping up and down.
especially during the Royal Rumble, like Ronda Rousey came out and The Rock or whoever big names came out, and Sam was freaking out, and we're like, Sam, you're gonna wake the kid, Sam. He was getting so excited.
Yeah. Hey, Keep Six, what's going on? Welcome in.
Hey,
Ovi will
Keep
hit
Six.
900. He's calling it. Ovi to hit 900. That would be something.
I
Gaming Live,
don't
what's
think
going on?
that's
Welcome
around.
in. Fragment,
That's
welcome
only,
in.
that game is, he only needs 6 goals, which is a lot. Like, that's a fair chunk of goals. But in OV terms, it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah. You know what, Rick? I kind of got that feeling as well. There was an interview. They were all over him, and Gretzky's like, listen, can I have one day? Can you give me one day? Like, we got one more day until their next game. Can you give me one day? Like, he really, really was starting to get frustrated. I give Gretzky all the credit in the world. Listen, he's a good sport. He's traveling around. He's going there. You know, the NHL is putting him out like a dog and, pony show. And, you know, he went down. He met with Ovechkin in the locker room, took the picture, holding the puck, and he's doing all the things.
Hey,
but you can tell he's mad. Now, Gretzky still has a billion other records he should be proud of, but I think that one was something special.
Gretzky will still be pretty high on the list of big hockey players. But you could tell, like, when I'm sure Batman, the big wigs of the NHL, when Ovi was getting close to the record, they were talking to Gretzky to, make the big show. But we were watching last night, and Ovechkin got the goal and he tied the record. I don't know what it was, just the look on Gretzky's face. I mean, he was applauding, he stood up, he was, but it looked like the guy from the Oscars who lost the Oscar to the other guy.
It's so true.
You could tell he was just like, okay, my life is over. Or just
so
for a
true.
moment, he was like, life is over. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, come on.
Come here often. Welcome in. I'm guessing you're a Habs fan. Habs doing well. Megan, no problem. You don't have to let us know. You do what you need to do. You don't have to announce it, but we appreciate you popping in.
Welcome in.
If we take a quick peek at that out-of-town scoreboard, because there are games in motion. 4-2.
What's going on around the league?
4-2 right now at Blues over the Avalanche, so Avs starting to come back. Flyers 1-0 over Montreal, so come here often. Your Habs, they need to get going. They got to start scoring some goals. Lightning are up 2-1 over the Sabres. Lightning trying to put a little space between them and the Panthers. Utah 3-0 over the Jets. Wow, I did not see that one coming. Jets have been rock solid.
I didn't have that one on my bingo card.
Yeah, the Bruins finally remembered how to win. They're up 4-0 over Carolina. Pasternak with 2 goals and Lindholm with a goal and Geeky with a goal. So no points for Fraser Minton, but 4-0 Boston. Those are all the games.
We won't talk about Bruins fans. We won't talk about Bruins fans, Sam, or we might have to get bleeped.
It's going to be weird not having them in the playoffs this year. It is going to be very weird.
That will be weird. And I'm sure Bruins fans won't know what to do with themselves. So good season, Bruins. You tried hard. You just didn't do it this year.
Nah, forget that. Take a hike, Bruins. Nice to not have you.
You got next year. And the Blue Jays are still winning 1-0. Apparently, the loaded bases.
All right. It is time for period number 3. Dallas, thank you so much.
Woo!
Quick prediction. What is the final score going to be?
3-0 Leafs, and Matthews will get a damn goal. Because I said so.
3-0. Dallas says Matthews scores. She was right last time. Let's see if she is today. Dallas, good chatting with you. Thanks as always.
Go Hockey, go.
Go Hockey, go. There it is. Dallas, Hockey Girl coming in. Let's get set. Period number 3. Matthew Nyes attempted the wraparound, the Michigan, I should say, not the wraparound. The Michigan, will he try it again here in the third? We're ready to go. Jack Matthews has been doing okay. He only has 1 shot. He's made some nice moves. Let's see if he can get something going. Krista, what's going on? Welcome to the party or the madhouse, depending on how you look at it. But here we go. Matthews in a take this draw against Monahan. And off the draw, it's going to be a little bit of a scramble in the corner. Toronto going to pick up the puck, playing it to Nyes. Turned it over. Columbus up on it, came to Tanev. Toronto gets it over to Matthews. Matthews In, trying to settle it down. It's bouncing like crazy. Gretzky's accomplishments on the ice are forever. There will be others, each top of the air. That there will be, Rick. That there will be. What's annoying is that people keep gatekeeping the sport of hockey in frozen markets, but a lot of people enjoy the sport no matter where they play. Good call there. Hockey is for everyone, Spaceman. 100,000%. Marner going to tip this one in. Columbus bringing it right back out. And here come the Jackets. Jackets over the line. Going to bring this one in. They're trying to set it up. 2-0 Maple Leafs. The Jackets trying to answer. They can't. Marner going to pick this one up. He's going to head off, giving the puck to Bobby McMahon. McMahon to Riley. Oh, tried to go back to McMahon in a sprawling defensive play there by Provorov. Tavares in front. He can't put that past Merzlikins. This around. Bobby Mack picking it up. The Big Mac attack. Back to the line. Throwing it over to Riley. Riley towards the net. It's knocked down. Nylander shoots. He scores. Big Willie Styles puts it home. Side of the net. What a huge goal. Out of nowhere. Putting that one home. Let's go. Little get jiggy with it. Big Willie. Good work by Bobby McMahon and Tavares on the shift. And it comes right to Nylander, and he fires this one home. That was huge. That was a great goal. Head up. Merzlikins had the legs kind of a little split, and Nylander with a great shot just feeds it through. Great goal there by number 88. Wow. That was huge. Ovi would have broken Gretzky's record sooner if he would not. That is true, Len. That is true. And, you know, the broken leg kind of adds to the story, right? Because it brings it right down towards the end of the season. I kind of like that. 43rd goal. Wow. And now Nylander tied. Did I just hear that correctly? I got to fact check that. Ties Wendell Clark for goals on Toronto. Nylander's 43rd of the year from Riley and Carlo. So Carlo getting in the mix, picking up a point. Krista, Nick Robertson got the first two goals. So it's now 3-0 Maple Leafs. Digging this in the corner. Jackets trying to get this one out. And here comes Toronto. Bringing it right back. Maple Leafs in over the line. Lawton throwing it towards the net. That one kind of took a funny hop and didn't stay out by much. Fantilli driving this one in the corner. They haven't updated any of the in-game stories here for the Maple Leafs. Down around behind the net. At the line. Columbus holding it in. Nice job here. Coming around. Jackets driving hard. 3-0 Toronto. Cross ice pass. If you are just coming in, make sure you tap that thumbs up button for us. Hit that like. Here's a cross ice pass. Toronto going to knock it down. Comes to Lawton. Lawton with a nifty little move. Move your feet now. This is going to be thrown all the way down the ice. Columbus going to set it up behind their own net. Good job there by Toronto. Columbus. Grabenson going to move this one ahead. Long pass up. Kind of bobbled around. Toronto Robertson quick up on it. Comes back to Ekman Larson to Tanev. Sending it around on the far side. It's tipped out. Here goes Nick Robertson. Robertson, one man to beat. Turning the corner. Merzlikins comes out with the poke check and gets a piece. Risky play there as Nick Robertson looking for the third. Putting this one back. Woohoo, Leafs. Can't believe I'm saying that. Rissies, they are playing very good hockey right now. Down in the corner, Tanev getting pushed off the puck. Toronto swinging it. Here they come. Mitch Marner. Marner on the move. He's going to bring this one in. Nyes cutting towards the net. Marner shoots, and that one is caught and held on to. And Matthew Nyes taking offense, and Nyes he's mixing it up here. Get off Robertson. Go to the action. Nyes was really going at it here against Fabro. So he's being kind of wrapped up almost in a full Nelson from behind by Matthew Oliver. Stop showing Nick Robertson. Show the action, cameraman. Matthew Nyes' face is busted open. He's cut on the chin, so he's got some blood. And he was not happy about it. But Nick Robertson, moments ago, cutting in on a breakaway. One hand on the stick, trying to get around Grabanson, who's much bigger than he is. So Matthew Nyes took 2 cross checks in front of the net that he did not like. So he went back at Fabro. Fabro right away got the hand up in the face. And he gets right on, kind of rake in the face of Matthew Nyes, and Nyes is all cut up under his lip. CNL, what's going on? Welcome in. You can hear a pin drop. It is way too quiet, Scott. It is way too quiet in that building. Magic, they have a real good shot at doing it. You know, I believe they have a very strong chance. But it's going to come down to, can they stay healthy? So Maple Leafs can end up with a power play, finally a power play opportunity. So let's see what the Leafs can do with an extra man advantage. Off the draw, Columbus going to win. They're going to bring this around behind the net. Columbus shorthanded. Marner tried to chip it away. Matthews fighting for this one. Matthews takes the puck away. Going to play this one back to Ekman Larsson. Nope, it's 4-on-4. They had power play up on the board, and it's actual 4-on-4. So they're giving them each. Here comes Matthews over the line, dropping it to Marner. Back for Matthews with a deflection, and it trickles just wide of the post. Matthews got taken down hard, tripped over the goaltender, and that deflection just trickled past the post. Matthews almost put one in. So Matthew Nyes is going to go to the box for roughing, and Fabro goes to the box for roughing. So they send them each. Matthews with it. He's going to drop this one back. They switch it up. Morgan Riley, long pass. Going to hit Nylander. Nylander stopping, cutting towards the middle. He shoots, he scores! Big Willie Styles puts another one on the board. Are you kidding me? 88 with 2, 89 with 2, and there we go. His 38th career 2-goal game for Big Willie Styles. Get jiggy. There we go. Holy smokes. Matthews came close, and now it's Willie Nylander. What a goal. Makes a nifty little move, cuts through the middle, a quick shot, and he goes back on the stick side. Wow. Great move there by Nylander. That was huge. Great goal. Nylander's 44th. 44 goals. Wow. Still a minute left of the 4-on-4 hockey. Here comes Riley with it. Riley going to carry this one up. He's going to play it to Tavares. He shoots, and a nice stop there. Does Nylander have 6 more goals in him this year? Can he hit 50? He's coming again. Nylander curling around behind the net. He's going to dump this one low. Riley and Matthews picking up the assists. Still with it. Robertson back on the ice. He's looking for his third. Here's Tavares. Tavares cutting towards the net. Dropping it for Robertson. His shot gets blocked. Down around behind, picked up by Provorov. He's going to cycle it behind. Jacket's going to look to set things up, going to slow things down. Daryl, what's going on? Welcome in. I ain't throwing my Huckleberry hat. Bringing this one in. That should have been offside, ref. This coming back around to the side, playing it to the line. Werenski going to step around Domi. Werenski, he's bringing it up. He shoots. Nye's going to block that one. Little flip pass, and this is going to come out. Nick Robertson chasing. Hey, Chuck, welcome in. Thank you, Daryl, having us on the TV. Appreciate it. This coming around in the corner. Here's a break. Lorentz trying to get it over to Holmberg. Does not connect. Cecilia, how's it going? Jojo, welcome in. Redeem trick. Will we get a trick tonight? Will we see it? Down around behind the net. 13:40 to go. Here in the third period. 4-0 Toronto. 2 goals from Robertson. 2 goals for Nylander. Interesting. Robertson has his 13th and 14th. Nylander has his 43rd and 44th. Here comes Columbus. Near side of the ice, playing it up, turned over. Marner going to send this across. Lawton coming in. Matthews coming around behind the net. Extending it to the line. Hey, Marshall, how's it going? Marner with a nifty little move, cutting in. Marner cycling around. Mitchie still with it, dropping it off. Coming across. Carlo shoots. Oh, didn't miss by much. Riley keeping this one in. McMahon going in the corner. Matthews there. Matthews comes away with the puck. Matthews cycling around. Sending it over. Back to Riley. Riley for McMahon. McMahon bringing this one back up. Sticks are falling everywhere. Where's the puck? It's going to fall down on the center ice line, and Toronto's going to turn it right around. Bobby Mack flipping it in. He's going for it. Hey, Herman, what's up? Welcome in. Let's go. Willie and Robertson, each with 2 goals tonight. Tavares stealing it. Here's the Willie again. Nylander coming in. Little flip pass down in the corner. I played Pee Wee hockey, and to play goal because I was such a lousy skater. Paul, to play goal is tough. It is hard. Here's Nylander going upstairs. He's looking for 3. It's knocked down, still in front. And now it's going to be smothered up and covered up here by Merzlikins with, I believe, 12 minutes to go. Time is ticking. They're going to take a commercial break. Matthews and Curley exchanging some cross checks. Matthews laughing in his face. Matthews not giving in to frustration, laughing in the face. Would have loved to be able to hear what he said. But what a game. This has been a lot of fun. Holy smokes. It's been a couple of good days of hockey, I tell you. Couple of good days of hockey. More hockey to come up. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure your notification is set, because with everything going on over the next week or so, we may have some last-minute pop-up streams. We'd love for you to be notified. And it's free to do, just to hit that subscribe button. Same if you're watching on the talk, hit that follow. And appreciate everybody who has so far. Keep going with those likes. We need 9 more likes to go, so hit those likes for us. Big Willie Styles, our third period specialist. He's wild. I mean, 2 goals just like that out of nowhere, right? He's floating around and boom, out of nowhere. They finally put up a little update here. Nick Robertson with his 2 goals. He can become the 3rd Maple Leaf player this season with, oh, well, not anymore. He could have become the 3rd player with a natural hat trick. Tavares and Mitch Marner did it. To account for the 2 other instances, Toronto has had 3 or more natural hat tricks in a campaign just twice. In 1920-21, they did it 6 times. In 75-76, it was done 4 times. And I guess William Nylander can do it now. So Nylander can become the 3rd player for the natural hat trick. So we will see if he can get 1 more and get it done. That would be a nice accomplishment. All right, they're coming back from commercial break. Let's go. Let's drive this period. Matthews top speed tonight, 36 kilometers an hour. Robertson at 35. Domi just below. So some good speed coming from these Leaf players. Rizzies, could you imagine? We'd love to get to 30,000, but yeah, we're not giving away a car. Off the draw. This coming around. Right now, we'd like to get to 26K. Here comes Columbus up and over the line. Quick shot. That one's going high. Down around behind. Columbus keeping this one in, putting it towards the middle. Riley got turned around. Didn't see where the puck was. It was behind him. Riley going to play it up. McMahon tried to tip it out. In fact, he kept it in. Now Toronto's going to back it up. Riley again is taking a look. Long pass, bringing it in over the line. Little flip pass to, and it's almost stolen by Bobby Mack. Now he does get it in the corner. Going in with elbows high there, Columbus. There's a huge collision mid-ice. Well, I'm surprised. No interference call. That was completely inadvertent. 2 players just completely skated into each other. Here comes Domi. Domi into the zone. Going to drop it across. It's there in front of the net. And they can't get a stick. And we got some gloves dropped. Benoit and Olivier. They're going at it. Benny trying to get his hand free. Olivier, he's come with the rights. Benoit has his hand down. He can't get that shot over. Olivier doing a good drop with that cross block. Now Benoit throws some. Olivier kind of turning him. He's coming with those jabs. Olivier with those jabs holding the jersey. Benoit pulls him close, whispers something to him, and Olivier immediately puts his hands down and separates. So not sure what happened there. Benoit stepped up to him. Oh, so it was Domi, came right up and absolutely ran over Matejchuk and then caught him with the high stick. Benoit and Olivier with a big corner battle. They're exchanging some words. Olivier kind of bear hugging him over the back. They say, let's go. They drop him. The fight was pretty quick. A couple of those jabs. Oh, Benoit took one shot right on the button. Oh, and Benoit's all cut at the side under his eye. He's all cut here. So that one shot that came in with the visor cut him. And so I'm sure when Benoit pulled him in, he said, hey, enough. I can't go. So much respect. Respect there for Olivier. Whatever was said was enough to make him put the hands down and end the fight. So some fights there. A couple of fights here tonight. Benoit trying to get in there, but that shot did some damage. He's got the cuts. So 5 for fighting each. Over to Domi. Domi gets away with that hit. I thought two players, Domi and the other player, just kind of skated over each other. But on the replay, I saw the puck was there. It was just bad camera work that looked like it was inadvertent. Here comes Werenski. Werenski on the move. He's going to play this one up. Dumping it in there after it. Toronto flipping it around. Back over to Marner. Marner going to move it. 5-3 the final. Pittsburgh over Dallas. Vancouver 6-2 over Anaheim. 3-0 LA over Edmonton. Here comes Matthews in. Cross ice to Nyes. Nyes with a great try, and Merzlikins sticks out the pad to trip him. So Merzlikins is going to get a penalty for tripping. Good call by the official as Elvis takes Matthew Nyes down. I'd like to see this replay. Not every day you see a goaltender called for tripping. It looked pretty intentional to me, but I'd love to see this replay. Nonetheless, Toronto going back with the man advantage back to the power play. So it was a great play. Matthews to Nyes. You know what? Upon review, I don't think this should have been called. Merzlikins did kick out the leg to make the save, but I don't think he tried to sweep the leg of Nyes. I think Nyes just got in a little too close. So, I'm happy we got the call, but if I'm Columbus, I'm a little frustrated. That should not be a tripping penalty. Jason, how's it going? Welcome in. Welcome to the party. So Van Riemsdyk going into the box for Merzlikins. Would have been great if they had to put the goaltender in the box and the backup has to come in. So Nyes, Matthews, Tavares, Marner, Nylander on the power play. Will we see Willie get the natural hat trick? Here's Nylander with the puck now. He's going to carry it up. He's going to pass it over. Back to Nylander. He's curling, looking. He's going to fish this off again. Going to switch spots there with Marner. Tavares back to Nylander. Nylander to Tavares. He shoots, and that one's going to be deflected up. Willie back over. Going to feed this over to Tavares. Nylander, one-timer, shoots. Oh, and he puts it just high and over. Nylander wants it again. Here's Tavares, far side. He's waiting. Matthews, Marner. Nylander being watched. Comes to Tavares. Back to Willie at the blue line. Going to Matthews. Down low. Matthews in front for Nyes. Can't shovel that one in. Nylander picking it up over to Marner. Marner to Tavares to Matthews with a one-timer. Nyes again looking for a tip. Couldn't get it. Picked up here by Tavares. To Marner. To Matthews. He shoots, and that one's blocked in front. They're going to clear, and it's held in by Marner. Marner to Nylander. He can't shoot it. Willie backing up. He's looking to feed it down low to Nyes. Nyes to Nylander. Nylander tried to thread the needle. It's blocked. To Marner. Nylander backing up. Nylander gets it. Willie trying to come to the middle. No shot. Now he finds the lane. Shoots. That one's blocked. And Columbus going to clear this down. 35 seconds to go. 35 seconds to go. Riley setting it up behind his own net. Good try there. Nylander had a couple kicks at the can. Just couldn't put that one through. It was like a Washington power play. You knew everything was going to Ovechkin. Well, here we knew everything was going to Nylander. And Domi brings us in just offline. Offside, offline? Offside, off the line. But Matthews with a couple passes over to Nyes. Nyes trying to chip it out of the air. He couldn't do it twice coming through. Monty, how's it going? Welcome in, buddy.
I think he overshot it there and went past where the
So Nyes is setting it up. Another goal there. There you go. Exactly, Wayne. William Nylander with 2. So Robertson with 2, Nylander with 2. We are 4 likes away. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. Oh, and there's a big hit down in the corner. Ekman Larson trying to drop the gloves after that hit. That's not going to happen. Power play is going to expire. Nick Robertson just got absolutely plowed in the corner. Here's Riley. Riley going to flip this one down. McMahon coming in with a hit. The physicality definitely picking up. Lorentz cycling around. He's going to steal. They're going to back this one up. 7:50 to go. This is going to be played in. Holmberg coming in here after it. Playing this one around at the side. Long pass. That's going to be an icing call against Columbus. Robertson wiping the visor. Wiping that visor. Robertson came in, made a nice move, and it's a very dangerous hit. Robertson goes face first into the boards. So a dangerous, dangerous hit as Jack Johnson got an awkward hit on Robertson. Robertson goes down awkwardly, face first into the boards. Luckily, he's okay, but he's going to feel that a little bit later tonight. Yeah, it's tough. You know, seeing it just those 2 replays, I didn't think it was boarding. I don't necessarily think it should have been a penalty, but it was just a dangerous hit. It was an awkward hit. Little bit of a blind side. Here's Lorentz pulling it through in front. That one is stolen away. 7:20 to go. And it looks like Lawton just took, did he take the puck in the face or a high stick? He reached up and grabbed his face. Here comes Carlo the other way. Carlo going to bring this one down. He's taking a look over the line, going to dump this one in. Stopping it behind the net. Whereas Lincoln's knocked it down. Columbus going to get on their horses, move it up again. 2 likes away. In the corner, Marner getting back there. Marner's trying to work over here on Monahan. They get it to the line. Held in. Good job here by the Jackets. That's right. No other sports does things like that. Here's a shot. It's blocked. Going to be grabbed out of the air by Nyes. Nyes is going to play this one up. Nyes trying to step around Johnson, who's setting the pick. Here comes the Jackets the other way. Marchenko can't get it. He's going to trip up. Ekman Larson fanned on it, gives this one away. Monahan playing it back to the line. Tavares picking it up. Here's Tavares. He fans on the pass. Tried to hit Nyes, who was breaking, couldn't do it. Jackets back in the other side. It's picked up by Nyes. Nyes going to flip this one high in the air. Behind the defenseman, Tavares trying to break in. And Nyes going to head to the bench. 6 minutes to go. 4-0 Toronto. 6 minutes to go. There it is. Thank you so much for hitting those likes. I appreciate it. In over the line, Columbus cycling around. Here's a one-timers, and that's going to be grabbed and held by Stellars. Holy smokes. Matthews, he's got his head down on the bench. They're going to take a commercial break. Matthews blocked that shot off the inside of the foot. He's on the bench, the hands on the boards with the head down. So we hope Matthews is okay. Got to shake the bees out of the foot after blocking that shot. Got to stop. Got to make sure the foot's okay. And that hurts. Anytime you block a shot with the foot, that stings real, real good. Well, we're coming down to the wire. Under 6 minutes to go. Toronto's played a heck of a hockey game. 25 shots to 22 of Columbus. They've had 11 shots in this third period. That's been their best period. They had 8 in the first, 6 in the second, 11 here in the third. Columbus had 11 in the first, 8 in the second, 3 in the third for their 22. Maple Leafs at 58.5% in the faceoff circle, so that's looking good. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play. 21 hits for Toronto, 17 now for Columbus. Columbus has been a lot more physical here in the third period. 14 block shots apiece, 17 giveaways for Columbus, 14 for Toronto. So we've had a couple of fights here today. It was Simon Benoit and Oliver dropping the gloves here in this third period. Earlier in the second period, it was Curley and Lorentz who dropped the gloves. So a couple of fights here today. No real clear winner of the fights. I mean, I guess you could say Oliver won that one because he cut up Benoit, and Benoit did kind of say something to him, and the fight stopped. So we'll give that one to Oliver. The first one was kind of a draw. No real winner, but if you go by who came on top of the pile, it was Lawrence in that case. So they're just about coming back again. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Another fun game of Hockey Night in Canada. Maple Leafs hockey, absolutely crushing it. They are playing great. So let's see if they can close this one out with 5:49 to go. Can the Leafs close out this hockey game? By the way, Nylander with his 260th and 261st career goals passed Wendell Clark for 9th place on the Maple Leafs all-time list. So he did pass Wendell Clark. Off the draw, Benoit going to put this one across. Robertson going to tip it in. Lawrence is there, battling at the line, and Columbus bringing it back out. Cross ice to Benoit. Benny's going to flip this one up. Going to chase this one down. Provorov in the corner. Nick Robertson up, going to hit Provorov. Columbus going to bring this one up. Love to see Robertson throwing some hits. He can take them and he can give them. Myers playing it around behind his own net. Hey, Dan, what's going on? Welcome in. Puck going to be flipped all the way down. Lawrence chasing for it. Columbus setting it down. Is this enough for icing? And it is. By the way, most goals... Whoops, I got the break sign off there. Most goals in a single season by a Swedish player. Hakan Lube in 87-88 had 50. Kent Nielsen in 80-81 had 49. Marcus Naslund in 02-03 had 48. Philip Forsberg had 48 in 23-24. Matt Sundin had 47 in 92-93. Kent Nielsen again in 82-83 with 46. Thomas Sandstrom in 90-91 with 45. And William Nylander, 24-25, has 44 and counting. This to the line, held in. Would love to see a couple of more, get him up to that Matt Sundin number. Fabro at 86 miles an hour taking that blast. He passed him in penalty minutes. Wayne, wouldn't that be something? This coming out. Columbus has it. 4.5 to go. 4.5 to go. Dumped in. Stolarz has it. He's going to go up off the glass. Comes to Lawton. Lawton, not a great pass out to Matthews. Matthews, though, he takes a shot. That one sails wide. Matthews takes a vicious slash. No call there. Wow. Dante Fabro just turned around and really whacked Matthews hard, and they score. Columbus. No, it did not go in. It went through. I thought that went in the net. Holy smokes. I thought that went through the net, but it went just wide. Wow. Matthews trying to bat this one out of the air. Nyes chasing this one down. Matthews is there. Columbus playing a lot more physical now here. That was crazy. Off the post, just barely. Marner playing it back to the line. Benoit to Matthews. Matthews back up to Benoit. Big battle at the side of the net with Matthew Nyes. Referee just let it all go to Nyes in front, and he gets absolutely mugged in front. And they score. The Maple Leafs score. What a colossal failure by the referees here as big battles going on. Columbus hacking and whacking, and Austin Matthews is going to get the goal. Austin Matthews is going to get credit for it. His 9th straight 30-goal season. So Van Riemsdyk took the shot. It hit the stick. Oh, it went between the legs of Stolarz. And I thought it was in. I saw it go between the legs, but it went just wide of the post. So Matthews put it in front. 2 players come through and take down Matthew Nyes. And then Matthews all alone in front. He absolutely blasts this one in. Holy smokes. Way to go, Austin Matthews. 30 goals for Matthews. And Matthew Nyes takes an absolute beating here. And it's because that mugging, and it was a delayed penalty. The arm did go up. The ref was going to call it. But because Toronto scored, there is no penalty on the play. So Matthews with his 30th, and that's going to be from Marner. Marner gets his 70th assists and another point closer to 100. So 70 assists there for Marner. That is huge. And with that 70 assists, Mitch Marner becomes the third player in franchise history with a 70 assist season, and it's the first time since Dougie Gilmour did it. Way to go, Mitch Marner. And Dallas called it. Dallas, you did call it. You said Matthews was going to score, and he did. Dallas calls yet another one. 70 assists for Marner. Daryl Sittler, the other one who did 72. Unbelievable. Now, Gilmour had a 92 assist season. I don't think Marner's going to get there. They're going to go to commercial break. Holy smokes. Good job, Maple Leafs. Wow, they found this net. They opened it up, but poor Matthew Nyes takes an absolute mugging. Dallas is right again. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Dallas, we might have to have you on pregame and have you give your picks of the game. But what a game. Robertson with 2, Nylander with 2, Matthews with 1 here. They are playing absolutely spectacular. Okay, Dallas now call the Leafs to win the cup for the third right call. Lucas, how's it going? Welcome in, Lucas. Welcome to the party. Welcome in, everybody, if you are just joining us. Thanks for hopping in. We're having a lot of fun here tonight. Patricia, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome in. Now, wherever you're watching, whichever platform you're watching on, make sure you do hit that subscribe. We want you to come back and join us. We're going to be here for playoffs like crazy. We're going to be here all down the stretch as well. Some games will be scheduled in advance. Some will just be pop-up streams depending on where we are and what we're doing. But you're going to get a lot of hockey in. So make sure your notifications are on. You don't want to miss a thing, as Aerosmith reminds us all the time. But this is a fun game. This is a great one, and it's about time. Columbus put up 5 and 6 against Toronto in their first 2 meetings this year. So it's nice to see Toronto bounce back with a 5 spot of their own. So big, big game. And, of course, with Tampa Bay, Buffalo now tied it up. Buffalo has tied it with Tampa with 30 seconds left in the third period there. Montreal is up 3-1 over Philadelphia. So they've taken that lead. Ottawa, of course, winning over Florida. So this will keep putting Toronto in that top spot as the other teams, except for Florida, keep on winning. All right, back from commercial break. That's right, Rick. 5 in a row. It's huge. It's huge. This coming around behind the net. 2:45 to go. 2:45. Maple Leafs going to flip this one up and down the ice. Our members-only post-game hangouts will return next week. Quick shot, that's going wide, and we will have those all throughout some member-only streams. Down in the corner, trying to bring this one through. And, of course, Rick, as an all-star, do you have Discord? I don't know if I've asked you that before, but I'd love to bring you into our Discord. If one of the mods could drop our Discord link. Rick, we have a special all-star member and higher chat section on the Discord, and we'd love to invite you in. This shot being dumped around. Sabres Bolts going to overtime. So the Bolts will pick up a point. Here's Benoit. Benny going to flip this one down the ice. Turning around, sending it in. There's our Discord. Anybody is welcome to join our Discord, but we got a special roles for certain channel members. Thank you, Dallas. This coming around. Here comes Columbus. 1.5 minutes to go. Here come the Jackets. Driving in. Going wide around. Toronto going to poke this one down in the corner. 1:26 to go. Riley and Lawton coming back defensively. Columbus still with it. In the corner. Lawton getting up on it. Lorentz watching the pass go by him. Here's a quick one-timer. Fanned on it there. Provorov didn't get all of it. Toronto's going to give it away in the slot. They pick it back up. Here comes Carlo. Carlo going to bring this to the line. Before he gets hit, he's going to slide this down. Everybody's going for a changeup. Here's Robertson. Roberts going to play it back. Last minute of play in this game. Down in the corner. I don't know what that is, so I guess I don't have it. There you go. All right, no worries, Rick. No worries if you don't. This back around. Great game, Maple Leafs. Let's see the Go Leafs go. Flood this chat. Go Leafs go. They played unbelievably well. Playing it through. Domi going to tip that just wide. 30 seconds to go. Here come the Jackets into the Leaf zone. Bringing it around to the line. Fabro setting it down. Holmberg coming up on his man. Down in the corner in front. Carlo going to take that one away. Carlo going to flip it. They're trying to move it. Carlo back with it. 8 seconds to go. Finally, the applause is coming. Get on your feet, Leaf fans. Make some noise for a fantastic performance. 5-0. Stolarz is going to get his second shutout of the year. Nick Robertson with 2. Nylander with 2. Matthews with 1. What a game. This was phenomenal. They take this one home. Great job. Way to go, Maple Leafs. 5-0. A huge victory to end this one. And right now it's 3-1. They're going over to Montreal. 3-1 Montreal with 1:47 left. We'll stick with this one. We'll call the end of this Montreal game to see how it ends. But very quickly, your final stats in the Toronto game. 28 shots for the Leafs, 27 for the Jackets. Mike Matheson for the Montreal has taken a delay of game penalty. Toronto 57.8% in the face-off circle. They go 0 for 1 on the power play. 24 hits for the Leafs, 18 for the Jackets. 15 block shots for Columbus, 14 for Toronto. All right, here we go. We're going to finish this one up in Montreal. 1:47 to go. Habs are up by 2. Philadelphia has a power play. Bonus coverage here. Bonus coverage.
And now a timeout has been called.
Flyers versus Habs. Whoops.
Well, tomorrow, Alexander Ovechkin will be.
Ovi's going to be back at it again.
The Great 8 looks to pass as the Great 1.
Bonus coverage.
12:30 Eastern. Capitals on the island to take on the Islanders in New York with 1 to go for Alexander Ovechkin.
Here we go.
Well, you got to figure
Whoops.
he has scored on pretty much every single goal you can imagine, right? I mean, he's
So
scored on all
timeout
the
called.
goaltenders. But the one he's playing tomorrow, he hasn't scored on.
Let's see. Can Montreal hang on? Big points on the line here for Montreal. So we got some bonus coverage here. Timeout called. Montreal's going to regroup. Flyers have a power play. 1:47 to go. So 1:47 to go. This can turn around very quickly if Montreal is not careful. So again, big win here for the Maple Leafs.
Well, the face-off will be in the Canadian zone to the right of Montembeault.
Here we go. Let's see how this one plays out. 1:47 to go. Mats Naslund was awesome, Monty. Mats Naslund was spectacular. Here we go. Philly, Montreal off the draw. Flyers going to win this one back. To the line, Philadelphia. Setting it up. Here's a long shot. Knocked down in front. Can they clear? No. Philly keeps this one in. It's an empty net for Philadelphia. It's a 6-on-4 situation. Flyers down low in the slot. Oh, they banned on it. A shot from the point and the stick explodes. And Montreal shoots for the open net and they miss. All the hockey gods are not with Philadelphia today. A pass across, wide open for the shot into the empty net, and Philadelphia missed it. It then comes to the point. They go to take the shot, and the stick snaps in half. 1:10 to go. Flyers going to dump this one back in. 6-on-4 situation. Holding it up here. Trying to dig this one out. Gooley gets tripped up. Forrester comes away, sending it to the point. Philadelphia, cross ice, to the point again, a shot. That one goes wide. Philadelphia picking it up again, 50 seconds to go. Konechny, down low, right at the goal line. Philly looking, back to Konechny. Montreal is screaming, they want penalties. Here's a shot, they score. Philadelphia puts one in, and Montreal is absolutely livid. Montreal is livid right now at the lack of calls here and what the referees let go. 3-2. This is going to be an interesting finish. 3-2. So, yeah, no call. The stick getting knocked out of the Montreal player's hands. No call. It was a little stick lift, and that absolutely knocked the stick flying out of Jake Evans' hands. And with him taken out of the play, Philadelphia is able to put this one home. Wow. Matthews with 30 goals, did awesome today. Nylander getting his 42nd and 43rd. Or 43rd and 44th, whatever it was. Robertson with 2 on the board. Leafs doing a heck of a job. Matthews is starting to get that mojo. We got a timeout called here by Philadelphia now. 39.4 seconds to go. 39.4 seconds to go. Big finish coming up here in Montreal. Habs trying to hold this one down. Trying to hold down the fort. What is it going to be? Yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with us here tonight. Whichever platform you're watching on, we appreciate it. Let's go. Shout it out loud. Will Philly tie this one up? 39.4 seconds remaining. Tyson Forrester had that goal, by the way, his 19th from Konecki and, Ryan Pooling. Suzuki, Lane Hudson, and Brendan Gallagher, the 3 Montreal goals. Face off at center ice. 39.4. Good night of hockey all around. Yes, indeedy. Off the draw, it's a bit of a scramble. Montreal going to pick this one up. Montreal going to send this one down the ice. Philly, though, knocks it down. Philadelphia bringing it in over the line. They're going to dump this one around. 30 seconds to go. Empty net by Philadelphia. They're going to pinch in at the point. They're going to keep this one into the corner. Around. Konechny sending this one down. Philly can't set it up. Montreal grabs it, trying to tie it up in the boards. Konechny is digging in there. Flyers trying to pull it out. 13 seconds to go. Side of the net. Konechny putting it back. 10 seconds to go. They got to shoot. They're going to play this over. Konechny. 5 seconds to go. The one-timer, it misses. Philadelphia shooting. That one's going to sail high. Philly again in front with another shot. And it's stopped, and Montreal comes up with the W. They hang on and pick up some important points. Wow. Banking, how's it going? Welcome in. Montreal picking up the win. Unbelievable. What a finish. Philly made it close, but Montreal hangs in to pick up for the W. Wow. Great finish. By the way, Austin Matthews, we talked about, recorded his 9th consecutive 30-goal season, surpassing Darryl Sittler for the most in franchise history. Matthews also became the 7th player in NHL history to begin his NHL career with 9 consecutive 30-goal seasons. The others are Ovechkin, Mike Gartner, Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Mike Bossy, and Brian Trottier. That is pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us. That was some bonus coverage. We appreciate it. A lot of fun. Thank you to the mods for doing what you do. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. Would like to sleep, becoming a rookie member. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to all of our channel members. What a great night. If you watched for your first time, if you hit that like, you hit that subscribe. Thank you for being a part of our community. We'll see you later in the week. Lots more hockey coming up. We are going to miss a couple of games, but it'll be a-okay. We got lots more to keep you covered. Thanks for being a fan, and we'll see you next time. Go Hockey Go. Thank you.